Okay, I've got 6:32, so let's call to order the September 9th meeting of the Town of Rutland Planning Board.
No key, let me make sure. Give me a quick second, Norm, to see if he texted me. Nope, nothing from Keith. All right.
First agenda item, minutes from August 26th.
Make a motion to accept the August 26th minutes as written. With a little doohickey.
I didn't have anything on here that was outstanding. I'll second it.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, next item is special decision extension, special extension decision votes. We have copies of the certificate of action for each one of these. Showing that the extension was approved. Hold on. Just wanna take a look. Okay.
Here comes Keith.
I may be missing something. I don't see the length of the extension that was granted.
So on the back, it says the special permit. Extension expires after.
At the bottom?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Shall lapse 2 years from the granting thereof if a substantial use thereof is not
That's not the
sooner.
extension, that's
No?
to the original permit.
That applies to the extension as well.
Yeah, a special permit shall lapse 2 years from granting. Let's see if it talks about suspension. A special permit may be extended for good cause for a certain period of time by a request of the applicant to the planning board.
It wasn't in the initial extension. There was no specific provision on, but it's stating it was specifically for 2 years.
I
think that would apply.
Mm.
Again, this is, I'm not 100% sure, but I always thought we put a date. Hey Keith,
For expiration.
yeah, like if it was, say it was October 25th of 2025, we would put this expires on October 25th of 2027. Let me look at this.
Like I say, I'm looking at it just very quickly, but I don't see that it's clearly.
Let me read it real quick. 2023, decision, findings.
It wasn't in the initial extension, so
Okay,
This is a second extension.
yeah.
yes. This demonstrates the board says that there's no cause for granting its findings, motion. I motioned it. Oh, I gotta change that. Mark it.
You guys reading minutes or?
No,
what-
the,
what is
No,
it?
the special
Special
permit
permit
decision.
decision.
Okay.
We're on number 2.
I have another copy here of all 3 decisions if anybody wants to take a look. I printed 2 copies of everything just in case.
Anybody else wanna read? Like it's something just
Delia, if I may, I have a question.
Yeah.
Isn't in and of itself a special permit not valid any longer than 2 years regardless?
Well, we could, with the extensions, we could make them less than 2 years if we so deem.
Yeah.
We can make it a
Oh, you
year.
can make it less, you just
Yeah.
can make it
Yeah.
more.
Correct,
6
can't make it
months,
more
a
than
year.
2, but you can make it less.
Alright.
Would you have to had agreed to that at the,
Yes,
we made this?
oh, yeah.
Right, I don't think that there were any, I mean, was there any limitation?
No, I'm just saying, that's an option that, we could,
Oh,
that we've
yeah.
put in the past if we've only given them a year.
I believe the motion was for 2
For
years
2 years.
Yeah,
in the minutes.
After
It
going
was.
through it myself, I found that it's in Zone A, DCR's watershed district.
They've already granted a variance, we received it today
We did.
from DCR, correct?
there you go.
Okay.
I mean,
I can send a copy to Delia too, if you'd like to have it in the file.
I think it'd be a good idea.
Yep.
I mean,
You know, I'm just gonna say, you know, if there's a question of when it expires, what are they gonna go to? They're gonna go to this document.
I know.
I don't think it clearly states an expiration date or a length of the extension.
Just an edit, is that what you're saying? It's just gotta
Yeah,
say
that's-
the next
Yeah,
2028 or something like
Yeah.
that, is that what you're saying?
yeah, it's not, that's not a tough thing.
Yeah, okay.
Cause I think we could put it in the decision, we voted 5-0 to extend, to grant the extension
For 2
of
years.
2 years of the special permit, like right, extension of 2 years, right after that.
I mean, we could do that, I mean, I did send the draft to Norm to review ahead of time, and I didn't get a response.
I did not see it.
It's okay.
I did send it.
Well, let me ask this,
Then
Yeah.
only
Can
my
we-
emails pretty carefully.
I did send it.
can we, I hate to use this word, redline this and still sign it, or does,
Could you
I'm asking
sign
to
it,
make-
but make your motion contingent on adding the extension date? Cause if the signature page is separate from the part where Delia has to add that information, she could just fix that page and then attach the signature page to it,
I'm
and the
fine with
motion would be
that.
contingent.
because if you printed these as single pages and we signed this.
Hey,
Hey,
excuse me, did someone call for us?
Yes, you could have a seat, we just wanted to make sure that there was
Okay,
an orderly meeting.
I couldn't stay for the whole meeting, I wasn't sure if something's going on.
No, that's fine, we just
Okay.
wanted to have, just some order in the forum. So,
Okay,
oh, that's my favorite,
have a seat.
who's the chair for the committee?
Norm,
Norm. You'd be in charge of
Mhm.
order and decorum, you're the chair,
Yeah.
okay? I just got called to come over here, I guess something happened last week or something, they wanted us to make a present. I can't stay for the whole meeting,
That's fine.
you know, if something does happen, give us a call, we're just 3 numbers away,
Okay,
alright? And I don't mean to intrude on your business.
yeah, no, we just, I just spoke with the interim TA and he just advised that, it's not uncommon to have a police presence if the meetings get out of hand, so.
Alright, 20 years I've been in this town, I've never once had to come for a
you had
meeting.
to come once.
I was
when,
gonna say, didn't they have to do that in the past with
No, it was,
another
who
past
was our
member?
guy that was the mad dog dude?
Oh, Mr. Mulvey or something?
Yeah, we were over there and we had to get you over here because he was
No.
getting out of control.
We wouldn't stay for the whole, it's
So
just.
you just helped him leave.
Right. So if you need us, give us a call, I will.
Thank you.
Alright,
I don't have a problem, Norm, signing this and then having, like I said, I think if we just put grant extension of 2
That's
years,
fine.
we're good. I mean, I'm okay with that. I don't know what the rest of the board is.
alright,
Only thing I gotta do is I gotta correct this because my name's wrong and it won't match up. I'm an OLD, not an ALD. That's a good, no, it's a German spelling. You are correct in the German way. But my relatives tried to hide our Germanic,
Okay, yeah,
Interesting.
sure.
No, I'm serious, when they came over. They'll never know if we German, if we
Yeah,
change the
switch
A to
this
an O.
letter.
Yeah, it's funny that,
I think that that's been spelled incorrectly in a number of documents.
okay.
okay, Tony?
Wait a, what's that?
His name.
Chauvin. He's my favorite Air Force, veteran, not veteran, he's active Air Force, Reserve. He gets to fly in those nice C5s, they're huge and big and, yeah, I'd beg for that.
So are we
flight.
gonna, is that, we will make a motion and we will sign contingent on us adding the
Yeah.
specification of that?
I'm fine with that. I'll make the motion that, we sign the, which one is this? Demond Row Lot
And
3,
Lot 4.
with the, explicit knowledge that, it'll be corrected to 2 years.
And we need confirmation
Yes,
that that change is made.
and I don't have a problem if that goes to Norm, I don't think it has to be before the whole board that it's been changed.
Right.
I'm fine with that. If the board's okay with that, I mean,
Is that your
that's my
Still a
motion.
second
draft.
then?
It's still a draft though, is that correct?
No, this will
No.
be, when we sign this, it'll be,
That's it.
Okay,
The
but it's a
21 days
repeat
start.
copy of
It's
the
a repeat.
previous text.
yep, all it is adding in the 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me
Well, I
turn
mean,
it.
if you insert, cause if you insert 2 years into the document, you know, it's stamped and, recorded, I don't know if it would, if that would, anyway, yeah,
Can I make
never
a
mind.
suggestion? Condition it. Condition your approval with that.
Yeah, I can do
Yeah.
that.
That's all you do, and then it's legal.
Yeah, I'll just I'll make a motion that we condition the approvals of Demond Pond R.O.W. Lot 3 and Lot 4 with the updated expiration of 2 years after the grant of extension on the decision.
Okay,
No, second?
do we have any discussion on that?
2 seconds.
Was there
That was
two?
2 seconds.
Did you get it already?
Before, when I
Okay.
got done
Yeah, I just
before,
redid
but-
it.
Well, I only heard Keith, so I'm giving it to Keith this
Okay,
time.
Okay, go ahead, give it to Keith.
Well, just quick discussion, I guess that third lot, is that the one that everyone's saying has to go to
Both of them do.
DCR?
Both.
Oh, yeah, but Tamika said that they've
DCR
already.
granted the variance today, actually.
Okay.
So I'm gonna send a copy of it to Delia just to
So
keep
we'll
in
get
the
it
file.
on the next one, I guess. Okay.
Cut that.
Okay, any further discussion?
That's it.
Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
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 So, just so that I'm clear, I'm just amending,
Sorry, right there, like right after it says grant of extension of 2 years, maybe to the special permit. I'm not,
just insert that right
Yep,
there.
yep.
Grant an extension of 2 years.
we'll do that for 3 and 4 and then there'll be no question when it gets recorded.
Oh, so you're signing that.
I'm sorry.
Okay, this is the lot 4 one.
Oh, yeah, here's 3, I'll wait for that. What's yours? That's the one Norm handed me.
No,
I'll
you
give this
had the
back
red.
so I don't confuse anything.
Right, it's not
Sign it in
official.
red. Sign it in blood.
It's black or blue, one of the two.
Wouldn't that be something?
That's for the next one, I think that's
Yeah.
3.
Get a bag on.
The vampires used to do that. Okay, returning, you were back.
We're signing 3, you don't need 2.
Okay, that one's floating around.
I think you have to make a motion for 192 Glenwood.
Oh, didn't see that one. I'll make a similar motion, let Tamika put the little things around it for 192 Glenwood too. I need a second,
So we
so
have a second on that one.
Second.
Second.
2 seconds again. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye. Alright, so
Two documents returning.
alright. Give that to you.
One second. The last time we signed this, I said R, not full.
Oh,
Alright. So the registry of deeds has got me listed down there as Charles R. Williams.
Oh.
okay, next item. Papers are all gone. Planning Board associate member appointment, expression of interest from Lauren Williams. We have something here. We have a letter of interest.
Yep.
Information. Would you care to say something?
I don't know, I think I've probably said enough so far, but I don't know, you've seen my letter and also my follow-up from the select board meeting. So I'm interested in joining as an associate member since that is what is available. If you have any questions for me, but
Any thoughts, questions, or whatever from the board?
I wish you luck. You have 9 months. And that's it for me, and then you
I'll
can
still be
take.
able to talk to you though, right?
Oh, yes, most definitely.
I know where to find you.
Yeah, hopefully we get plenty of, applications for you to look at, and see, coming forward and stuff like that. Some are easy, some are hard,
And as an associate member, I wanna say, if you wanna come to the bylaw subcommittee meetings, don't hesitate to not be there. We're trying to get a couple bylaws, at least one, maybe two, ready for the fall town meeting. And then we got a big one we're gonna be working on, so.
When are those?
Those are
the next-
Wednesday meetings.
Yeah, we're trying to offset them every other week from the planning board, so we don't have back-to-backs.
Okay.
So lately, the next one is next Wednesday at 6:30, if I'm not mistaken. And it's typically over in the Calkins room, if we can get it, so. That's it.
So it doesn't rain.
Don't start.
I'll
I'll make a motion to appoint, or do we need to do that?
Yes, I thought of both the planning board and the select board.
I think select board.
Do we have to do it?
But it has to be at a joint meeting,
Yeah.
like you did last time. So
Okay.
you would make a recommendation to appoint, and then I had sent an email out that Delia forwarded yesterday to see if you guys are available this coming Monday, the 15th, if we made it a joint agenda item with the select board. And it would be at the top of the meeting.
I'll make a motion then to recommend Warren Williams to the
Second.
select board for associate planning board member.
Second.
Second, any discussion? Again, hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Are you guys okay with Monday? I did already check with Lauren, she said she was available. Is that okay with you guys?
I think I can be there unless something comes up.
Make it work.
Okay. And we'll put it near the beginning so you guys don't have to stick around.
Thanks.
Okay, next item, Lindsey Lane Street Acceptance. And the select board has filled layout to the planning board for review and recommendation on whether it should be added to the special town meeting warrant.
On Lindsey Lane's behalf.
I think first of all, I think I'd wanna make a note, in conversation with our engineer, he feels that Lindsey Lane is just nowhere near, in a state that all of what needs to be done, both construction-wise and inspection-wise, review-wise, for it to be put on the warrant. So, with that,
Now, can I speak? So first of all, Kevin hasn't been out there to Lindsey Lane. Cause you have to ask him to, I get your new thing here, so basically, Lindsey Lane is having the top coat put on tomorrow. The bounds are in, the trees are in, the grass plots are in, the sidewalk's done, it's all done. Lindsey Lane's all done. As of tomorrow, and Kevin's coming, or he's been asked to come, because he has to inspect the paving. And Yankee Engineering is coming to do the asphalt. So the first thing that this road acceptance policy says, at least 4 months prior to the town meeting, the petitioners shall submit their petition and documents to the select board requesting the roadway in question to be laid out. I did that. Thanks to somebody called me up and said, hey, you better get that in. I forgot, it might have been John. So then, let's see here. It says, listen to the page. So, two, at least 90 days prior to the meeting, the town shall complete the following steps in the process. Vote of intent to lay out a public way. The petition is placed on the select board's agenda, and the selectmen formally vote their intention to lay out the streets. Now they did that. Referral to the planning board and planning board review. The select board forwards the layout plan. This is you guys wrote this. And legal descriptions to the planning board for its report. The vote to refer the planning to the planning board can be taken at the same time the select board vote their intention to lay out the roads as public way. Once the planning board receives such notice, which was tonight, was the first time you received the notice on it. Okay? Once the planning board receives such notice, the planning board may solicit recommendations from the DPW director, police chief, fire chief, and or other officers of the board if appropriate. If the planning board may forward the layout plan, legal description to the planning board's engineer for review and comment. The planning board may also forward these documents to town council for review. So basically, when they sent this to you tonight, they started the process. The planning board's engineer or DPW director may inspect the roads and easement areas to determine if the roads have been properly constructed and all subdivision improvements have been properly installed. I ask that you send Kevin out and let him know, have him let you know what needs to be done. So, the planning board's engineer shall then prepare a letter to the planning board, summarize the status of the roadway construction. He hasn't done that. So, it's not at a point where you can say if he says it's not ready, he hasn't been there, because it's ready as of tomorrow. So this letter may contain a
That
list
means
of...
it's not ready yet.
Well, hold on, if I may finish. The letter may contain a list of any outstanding items or issues related to the roads or easement area. The applicant shall be responsible for completing any remaining items. Now, that starts from today. And for correcting any issues at its sole expense, my expense. Once all items are complete to the satisfaction of the planning board's engineer and DPW director, the applicant shall provide a roadway as-built plan. That's when you get the as-built. For review and approval by the planning board's engineer. Warrant article. A warrant article is prepared for each road to be accepted by the select board that the select board votes to lay out. So they voted to lay it out. So if you're gonna follow your own process, which you would have made me do, then ask Kevin to go out and inspect, and ask him to tell you after he goes there tomorrow. Because I'm telling you, because I was there today, the work, as of tomorrow, will be 100% complete. Now, when I get a list back from him, I'll do the as-bills. Now, we're out there, we've already shot all the inverts, we've already done all the stuff that we need to do. The last thing you have to do for the as-built is wait till the pavement's down, because you gotta shoot the top of the pavement, and until it's down, I can't do that. But everything else is complete. So we're just talking about Lindsey Lane now, we're not talking about the other two. And now it goes back at least 45 days prior to the town meeting. The select board has to provide written notice to anybody that's gonna be losing land. Well, that would be me, right? Now, they say, at the beginning of your street acceptance, you say, I just wanna back up just for a minute. Final approval of such an addition. the select board must be granted by gift the deed in the road and any drainage, water, sewer, utility access buffer, blah, blah, blah. The town of Rutland doesn't do that anymore. You guys don't take a deed. You only take easements now. Since you've got Copeland and Page, that's what you do, so you should fix that. Anyways, at least 30 days prior to the meeting, adopt order of layout. So they don't adopt the order of layout until 30 days prior to the meeting, according to your new regulation. Once the planning board has made its recommendation, or 45 days has lapsed, since the layout was referred to the planning board, whichever is earlier, the select board holds a public hearing. So 30 days prior, the select board has to hold a public hearing. At this hearing, the select board may vote, 1, to lay out the roads as public, 2, to decline to lay out the roads, 3, continue the hearing to future meeting in order to obtain additional information in order to render a decision, planning board report, site visit, etc. So you got up to 30 days to get all it done, according to your new regulation. The old one, the old way was different, but this is not. For those roads that the select board votes to lay out, a formal vote will be taken and an order of layout will be signed. The vote in order of layout cannot be taken until the planning board has provided its recommendation. So then, the one thing that I thought was, they have in here that up until actually November 6th, they have to finalize the warrant. So if the meeting's on the 20th, they have up until November 6th to finalize the warrant. So even if you put it on the warrant, even if you vote to put it on the warrant, at that meeting, at that hearing, 30 days prior, they vote whether they're gonna lay out the roads or not, which is a formal layout. What they did the other day was start the process moving. So for Lindsey Lane's perspective, you still have, you have to ask for an inspection, ask for a punch list. I have to complete the punch list, then I have to provide an as-bill. I can't do that if you just got it to me tonight. So I'm asking you on Lindsey Lane to let it go to the warrant and with Kevin's recommendation, and wait till you get it from tomorrow or the next day, and I'll provide whatever, however it says in here, I'll do. And, I mean, if I gotta follow the rules, you guys should as well. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not, say, follow the rules, because I know you do, but it would just be, to take Kevin's word for that, and he hasn't been there, it's not following this thing. You just got notice today. That's just on this meeting today. So you gotta send him out there. And when you send him out there, he's gonna come back, he's gonna say, it's done. Bounds are in, I sent you the bound certs, I sent you the street acceptance plan, already came over, and all the other work is done except for the top coat. So what I'm asking is if we throw it on the warrant, and they still have an opportunity to take it off.
Norma, I think, based on what Clee said, I think our first step is we have to give Kevin direction, and this is my opinion. I think the direction should include, I almost said Carl Christensen, I'm wrong, Chris Kolowski to be part of that review and come back like a punch list like he's done for, is it Pioneer, Woodside, and Arrowhead, but since we don't have that, we need to give him direction to go out there and do that inspection at this point. I mean, I think that's the first step we have to do. I don't know if we need a formal vote on that, but I think we should at least follow the process and send, again, we make the recommendation that Chris goes with him. Nothing in our rules suggest DPW director, fire chief, and police chief, so maybe the board wants to give notice to all three of them, including Kevin, to have that opportunity to go out there. I don't know, I'm throwing it out to the board.
I believe there was an email that went out that Kevin said he was going to go do it, but then he was supposed to wait for a formal vote of the board. So I think that's exactly what you're talking about, right?
No, he sent out an email, coming from
But go ahead.
It says, it is understood that Lindsey Lane is not under consideration for acceptance at the fall town meeting. I have not evaluated completion of Lindsey Lane. That was his last paragraph. I think that was yesterday that came in.
Mhm.
So he hasn't even looked at it yet, so that's why I'm suggesting that the board direct him to go out there with the appropriate people.
He emailed the board on August 25th when we got the street acceptance referral from the select board.
Yep.
He responded to say that it was not ready for acceptance.
Okay.
Not even close. It is not finished paved. The sidewalk is not paved. No street trees. Grass strip not loamed or seeded. Have as-built and acceptance plans been submitted? ? Acceptance requests for unfinished streets creates all sorts of chaos.
That's the one that really stands out to me.
That was almost 3 weeks ago.
I was gonna say, I don't have a problem if sending him out there for a punch list, and if the punch list comes back 16 or 18 items, then so be it.
But Lindsey Lane is a part of Brice Lemon as a whole, correct?
Correct, yes, it's
If I remember correctly, John, the old town planner, made a point of saying that accepting roads in portions as opposed to the whole development at once is bad policy. And I think some of that goes back to, at least a lot of it, continuing to run heavy equipment and things like that over the road. It should all be done at once, is what his advice was. And I know we might have done it differently in the past, but I believe we should try and adhere to best practice.
I disagree.
I need to, if I may, respond to that.
I've got a thing, and this is kind of going a little bit off the end here. Because when I read this thing, this acceptance policy, where does it say the planning board is required to make a recommendation? Show me the line where it says the planning board is required to make a recommendation.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
It says
Second.
may.
Secondly, it doesn't specify what the planning board should be recommending. Should it be recommending acceptance? Should it be recommending being placed on the town warrant? Or recommending changes be made for whatever? It doesn't say.
my experience, Tamika's got her hand up too, is that we have always sent to the select board that we recommend the favorable action, and that's what we would do at the town too.
And that is the only recommendation that is required, and that is in our subdivision regulations.
Correct.
It specifically states that the planning board shall make a recommendation at town meeting.
Yes. But our responsibility, Norm, is to make sure that road is complete.
Oh, yeah, it is, and like I say, I just.
That's,
Yeah, I'm
but that's
not
for the
saying-
planning board.
And I'm not saying that we shouldn't be making this other recommendation. I'm just saying, what? What recommendation?
Tamika, I don't,
If I can respectfully ask, when you guys contact Kevin, town council had asked a question, and I'm going by memory. I think it was lots 10 and 12. There was a question of whether or not the sewer easement was wide enough, and Chris Kolofsky had indicated that it wasn't. So he just wanted to check that out in the field. So if he and Kevin can connect on that to make sure that that's right, because I guess the way that it was written in the acceptance request did not match what it needed to
Is
be.
that this too? Is that what?
Lot 10 and 12, we're
12, I
talking about
think.
Lindsey Lane. There's
Correct.
no lot 10 or 12 on Lindsey
Okay,
Lane.
then I made up those lot numbers. There's
I remember Chris saying that,
Do you
there was an
remember-
email
Yeah, there was
about
an
that,
email
yeah.
exchange, and I apologize, I can't remember specifically, but there's a sewer easement between two of the lots,
I
and there was a
vaguely remember
concern that it
something
wasn't
about
wide
yeah.
enough. So I just wanted to bring that to the attention when Kevin does his
I
review,
think this is.
to just check with Chris.
That's
Yeah, I
the
know,
easement.
I know.
Cause that,
Yeah.
it was
So,
raised
I
by
don't know
town
what the
council
problem
when they did their review.
I just think this is really simple. We send Kevin out there to do his typical punch list. If the applicant says everything's ready, let's have him go out there and do the inspection. That's, and then we go from there.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Is the recommendation our sign off on the work? Is that the idea? There's no sign off?
I'm not comfortable with
Is that
recommending like
what
Norm
you're
says.
implying?
It doesn't say it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the one thing we missed on it or something.
But it does say that at the hearing, once the planning board has made its recommendation, or the 45 days has lapsed, it says,
Meaning, and there's a caveat that is kind of saying that we don't have to.
yeah, or the 45 days left.
Yeah.
Right, you don't have to. But it says, at that hearing, since the layout was referred to the planning board, whichever is earliest, select board holds a public hearing. I would say, at that public hearing, in fact, I remember when on the Bear Hill public hearings, and you guys say, look, it's not ready yet. So I didn't end up getting it on the warrant for the Springtown meeting, it went on the Fall Town meeting. And last year, the same thing happened with Pioneer and Woodside and Arrowhead. You guys said, look, you're not gonna be ready. I said, I'm not gonna jump up and down, we'll wait till next spring. And then I got the papers in too late, so it ends up now. But the point is that, as far as Lindsey Lane is concerned, just follow the rule. And you got a recommendation, they got asked for a recommendation today, send them out there. I'm giving you 100% absolute certainty that after tomorrow, every single thing is done.
And that's what
Except for the
I'm saying is
easement
that
for the open space lot.
Easement for the open space lot.
Yeah, just down from that one there is an open space and you got no way to get to it.
I don't know that, Dicky, but I'll take a look.
You would please,
I
because
will.
No,
I brought it up some time ago.
Yeah, you've brought it up a couple times, I think.
That there is no way to get into it or inspect it, and I think it might be part of the brook, but I'm not sure.
Okay, I'll take a look.
I just think we tell the select board, we're in the middle of our process. And we can't give them anything until we get through our process, and our process is send out the inspector, get a punch list, or no punch list, depending on what comes back, and then comes before the planning board, we look that over, and then we make a decision. Everything looks good, get us the as-bills, and we're complete. Or not complete. Again, I'm throwing out the different caveats, but I think to follow the process, we need to at least get Kevin out there to come up with a list or a review. And again, it's with, I think in the past, we've just sent Kevin out, but because of the previous email from the DPW director, I think he or she at this point, needs to be involved in that process. That's my opinion.
And also, when we first did the first part, he was involved in that too.
Correct.
Chris was involved in that.
Yes.
And I was glad that all
But I
were
think
there that time.
from the standpoint of the regulation, we extend that to police chief and fire chief, because I didn't remember that.
For the record, the top coat has not gone on, goes on tomorrow. It has not been completed yet. And reading from Kevin Quinn's email, these are his words. Acceptance request for unfinished streets creates all sorts of chaos. Street plants planted a week before acceptance, contractors hurrying to finish work at the last second, demands for last second inspections. This is anything but a systematic process. And we know what happened with Arrowhead and none of the grass took in those backyards and things like that. It takes a couple times for grass to take and things like that they're saying was just put down. If we accept these things before that all takes and takes in a healthy way, there's gonna be nothing there. The homeowners aren't gonna come out and go, oh, let me seed and take care of this for erosion purposes and everything else. They're not gonna do it.
This is grass plots, Alex. You know what the grass plot is? This is what he's talking about. He's not talking about backyards or things like that. He's talking about grass plots. Do you know what that is?
I understand.
What is it?
He's talking about.
Grass plots. This big, between the curb and the sidewalk.
I know, I thought you wanted me to explain.
Yeah, right. You didn't know what he was talking about.
So wouldn't even
anyways,
allow me to retort.
You tried, you couldn't.
So really?
I would say the road policy report, I understand what you're saying. It seems like he's in the right window to do these things. He's allowed 90, I'm not sure, I'm not gonna quote it perfectly, 90 days. He's within this 90-day window to do work before it goes on. So I mean, and then windows close on the way out of 90 days, so it's possible he'll miss that window or not, but it sounds like he's made an effort. The fall town meeting is in November, it's 3, so there is some time established. Could he have done all this stuff a year ago? Yeah, I guess.
Why are we making acceptances when he's sitting here belittling board members?
You're not
I mean,
making exceptions.
They're just
You do, follow the policy, that's all I ask. You gotta send them out.
based on what the engineer said, it's not ready.
Well, he hasn't been there.
Well, I gotta say,
You gotta send it now.
it sounds like it's a lot of work's been done, and I didn't realize it. So I mean,
That's
someone's
why,
gotta go look at it.
again, Norm, we've sent, I don't wanna quote it, other jobs, but we've sent them out, and Kevin's come back with a 30, 40 punch list for like, it ain't happening on this thing, so. I mean, if Kevin would come back from Lindsey Lane with 25 punch lists, and we've got less than a month, then as a board member, I gotta say it ain't gonna happen. That's my opinion. If he comes back with 2 or 3, grass needs to be seeded. I understand what you're saying with the grass not being there, but I gotta look at that. Again, without that being in front of us, I can't make a decision. I need a report, a punch list of what's going on. And if the applicant says it's ready, then send it out there. It's his, how do I say this? It's his money to spend, I guess is what I'm getting at. And if Kevin have to go out there 2 or 3 more times, again, it's the applicant's money. And we can't make decisions without information. That's what I guess I'm getting at. And if he comes back, like, well, Dick and I remember the 99 punch list from Bear Hill, we're basically saying this party's over with.
Yeah, no, I fully agree with you, but I'm still hung up on this idea of our recommendation. Because looking at this, now what I'm seeing is a possibility of our recommendation not being ready until the warrant is closed.
Well, this
Is
is
that
where
reasonable? Is that possible?
Depends on when Kevin can go out and,
my struggle is
when
we
does the
don't,
warrant close again?
September 19th.
yeah,
we're not gonna have another meeting.
10 days.
It doesn't
Yeah,
happen.
Well, see,
Correct, the next meeting is on the 23rd.
Which, to be perfectly honest with you, what I would like to say is that recommendation is gonna be a normal recommendation, either, let's say, at their public hearing or at town meeting,
yeah,
and not before.
But if they don't put it on the warrant, they're not gonna have a public hearing.
and Norm, that's where I'm struggling,
That's the problem.
is that
So
I don't think we have, only thing, and again, you guys on the board can tell me if I'm wrong. I don't think we tell the select board, put it on the warrant or not put it on the warrant, they lay it out.
Exactly.
They come to us for the technical, again,
Yeah.
you guys can tell me if I'm off and you too, if I'm off in left field playing right. But all we do is make sure the road is technically ready to be accepted by the town. And that's where we give at the town meeting or at the hearing our, what's the word I wanted to say approval, but our recommendation, I don't wanna use recommendation.
favorable action.
Favorable action, thanks Keith. And all we're trying to do is make sure all the i's are dotted, the checks are done and all that for the road. The young lady behind you has her hand up again.
Norm, if I could make a suggestion, we could put a placeholder on the warrant while it's open. The board is not gonna finalize the warrant until October 23rd. So by that time, I would think the board would have a good idea of whether or not the road would be ready to move forward. And if by
Perfect.
then you say, I don't think it's gonna work,
They
we
can
can
pull
do
it.
what we did with Bear Hill and we just pull it from the warrant before it's finalized.
I'm good with that.
That
I
is
thought
perfect.
I heard somewhere they were not particularly willing to do placeholders. That's,
Street acceptance is an exception to that because of the nature of the process. Typically speaking, for other types of articles, they don't prefer to do placeholders,
Okay.
but this is a unique situation
okay.
in general.
I'm fine with that.
I love that
But again,
idea.
I need to get something in front of me to be able to make a decision. I can't make a decision without information.
There's some stuff in the chat, I just noticed.
I just-
From 13 minutes ago, Margaret Murphy Lyons said this is irrelevant right now, please don't debate this. From 2 minutes ago, Robert Zarella says, how can the town make a recommendation when the inspector and builder both say the road is not finished yet? Should that not make the recommendation to not accept it?
And I guess my response to Norm is, this is my opinion. I'm not making any recommendation, obviously. All I care about is technically meets the requirements for a road. As a board member, I think we make a favorable action at that, but we can't say a favorable action until all the i's are dotted and t's are crossed. And if we come back with 15 punch list items, again, I'm just making stuff up. I don't know what Kevin's gonna come back with. And we as a board believe that can't be done by October 3rd. And then we should inform the select board that we don't think that warrant article is gonna be a valid warrant article. Again, this is after we get information. Right now, we got nothing.
I love the placeholder idea. I mean, they can, I've been to like, in Holden, I've tried to get roads accepted. Literally that night, they took it off the warrant. It's not like you're saying, at this moment, you're saying, yes, everything's done. But if you leave a placeholder and they have their public hearing, and by the time they have the public hearing, everybody's happy. That's only 30 days ahead of the town meeting, which is like what, October 21st or
November.
November? But
It's November 20th.
20th, so 30 days prior to that would be what, like October 20th or something like that? Or is
Yes,
it
they're
the
meeting,
23rd?
they're meeting October 23rd to finalize the warrant.
So there it is, so they can pull it at that point and it's gone, so why not let it, I'm telling you, if Kevin comes back with a punch list like Bear Hill, I'm gonna throw in the towel, trust me, it's
I'm
done.
not accusing of that.
No, I know, and
I'm just saying that
I
I
agree with what you're
can't,
saying.
I can't go anywhere or to the point of, Margaret's actually right. It's irrelevant now until I get information in front of me.
Yeah.
So I can't go anywhere with this until I see what Kevin, Chris, and I'm hoping Seth and Nick get involved in this too. If they, like stop signs or something like that, if that has to be there, if it has to be painted, it's not done yet. That's on public safety. That's really not on Chris and or Kevin. That should be coming from Nick and or and again, on Seth's side, it should be that the fire hydrants are there, they're in the shape they should be, and we should be getting feedback from Seth on. I need all public safety to weigh in on this. That's my opinion.
I would like to mention one thing. Kevin picked up on the plans that there was supposed to be a stop sign at the end of Arrowhead. And he wanted the lines painted. The guy's coming to paint the lines, I think tomorrow or the next day. But I actually put a stop sign on the other side of Arrowhead Drive that you guys already own, the town already owns, because obviously that got left out. So, and I put a stop sign on Pioneer, and there's no stop sign on Sedona or some of the other, but I put it on Pioneer and I put it on Lindsey Lane as well. So that is something that I thought.
I just think from the Lindsey Lane standpoint, we should make this really easy. Send Kevin out there with the 4 people, get us a report, and then we'll go from there. Other than that, I think there's no other discussion in my mind what we can do, because we can't do anything until we get information in front of us.
Continuation, sort of, motion to continue, so it
It's not a hearing, so you don't need a
Okay.
motion.
just goes on the next
This
warrant
goes on the next warrant.
Yeah.
On the
Or-
next
agenda.
agenda.
But I think from the board's perspective, we should give Norm and Delia, that's what the board should,
Right, so
Give
here are
action to.
next steps.
Because
the next steps,
Put another note up there on the
But
computer.
I do really believe that part of, and I don't think we've done this in the past, because I don't remember it, but I'm not exactly just say no.
We won't.
Please have a DPW look at roads that have already.
It says
that's-
exactly, just say no. This is from Matt Lavoy. Please have the DPW director look at the roads that have already been turned over and the town is now on the hook. The curb on Grizzly Drive that is still unfinished, the land on the access road between Bear Hill and Brintnell that was hydroseeded in November, no growth happened. The land has never been returned to its original condition and has 4 Jersey barriers left on it from the builder.
Let me ask, can I comment on that?
I
Grizzly Drive, the curb on Grizzly Drive isn't finished. You guys don't own it. It's talking about Brintnell. Matt Lavoy lives way down the end. And that connector between the two, that easement, We hydroseeded it, it didn't take, because the cable people went in there and dug it all up. But that's also part of Brittenell, so that doesn't have, I'm not asking for any of that to be
It's
taken.
Brittenell Estates,
Yeah.
that's not on our.
That has nothing to do with that.
I think just from the standpoint to get off this discussion, the one thing we haven't done, and I don't remember this, and you guys can tell me if I'm not, I don't think we've ever formally asked the police or fire chief to be part of that inspection, and I think we should now. Maybe we haven't, I don't remember it.
I don't think,
I think just to move forward as part of our procedures, that we should ask all four of them to be, if they don't come, we've extended the invitation and there's nothing more we can do about it.
I would almost think the easiest thing might be to request comment before we make our recommendation at town meeting.
I just like him to go out with, instead of doing individuals, have all four in the same place. It's always worked for me as an engineer. If I get everybody in the same room at the same time, everybody's gonna give their peace of mind, and then I get a quote, full report. And Kevin is ultimately the one that has to write that report, so if he's got comments from the DPW director, fire and police, that can all be part of the comments that come back to us as part of the punch list.
Right, I'm not saying it's a bad
Oh.
idea, I'm just saying it sounds like we're directing the police and fire what to
I guess
do.
maybe I should have said
We
Norm.
can do that.
Maybe I should say we should ask, and if they can't come or they don't wanna come, that's out of our control, but we as a board should at least try to follow what's in the,
What was written.
yes.
I mean, if they wanna submit formal letterhead paperwork on their response, they can. If they agree to let
Yeah.
Kevin speak for them, then that
Yeah.
I'm fine
can be
too.
acknowledged as well. It's up to their choice.
I don't care if all four of them give separate reports, as long as the board gets something in front of them that we can look
Yeah.
at.
Yeah, I'll buy that.
If I may just add a comment too. So if the board would just ask the select board to leave, because you're not finished with your review, to leave that space open, however, what did you call it, Tamika?
Placeholder.
A placeholder?
Placeholder on the roads that I'm looking to get accepted. So at least it's on the warrant. I mean, and if you guys ask them to do that, then you have time, a lot of time to finish your review and for everything to either come to fruition or not.
And through Norm, I asked Tamika, did they lay out Lindsey, Woodside, Arrowhead, and Pioneer? Did they?
Yes, Lindsay was laid out August 18th, and
Okay.
the other three roads were laid out back in April.
And then so the select board's sort of already done that, we just need to be able to give them a thumbs up that technically it's ready to go. And again, until I get something in front of me, I'm not gonna say a word about technically ready. I don't have any documentation right now, I need to see that. Without a punch list, I mean, I've got 3 punch lists in front of me now that have open spots, and we haven't even got to those yet.
Are
Tonight.
we ready to
Technically,
say,
no, but
Okay, I'll zip it, sorry.
our recommendation is to put a placeholder? Is that what we're saying?
No,
No?
I'll let the board think, I don't think it's our responsibility, because they've already laid them out. Tamika, is laying them out that they're on the warrant, or is that, no, it's
No,
not,
no.
okay.
So if I may, Tim, to answer that question, according to this new thing,
Yeah.
they wanna hear from you guys about the warrant. It says a warrant article is prepared for each road to be accepted, the select board votes layout. The placeholder, honestly, is the best way to go, because you haven't got to a point where you can actually tell them without, if Kevin gave you a letter, said, everything's perfect, go ahead and do it, you wouldn't have a problem saying, go ahead, put it on the warrant.
Yeah.
But you don't have anything in front of you. The only way to do it, so that the residents are protected and everything else, that is just put a placeholder, and then they have up until October 23rd to finalize it. What's it hurting? If it's not done by October 23rd, it goes away.
No.
And they don't vote it. It doesn't hurt a thing.
This is my opinion, since they've laid them out, I don't have a problem keeping a place order, but we need to advise the select board that we are not technically ready to advise on any 4 of those roads just yet. I don't know what the rest of the board, that's my opinion.
I'm against
I'd buy
all of
that.
it.
I'd buy that.
I would say the idea that the board can remove the placeholder as needed would be the idea of going, today's meeting's one meeting, next week's, or 2 weeks from now. If we're allowed to lift it off, then I think we have,
We got
a safety net, I guess.
Can you scroll up a little bit in the chat so that we can read the whole thing that was just sent by the last person, please?
Please see the names.
Finish yet should not make the right.
Is that still
Why, so Amy Hodgeran said, why is the board so reluctant to say no when they can clearly see the job is not done? And then Matt Lavoie said, exactly, just say no, please have the DPW director look at the roads that have already been turned over. I think we did that part, yeah,
That's the
so
last one
if the
that we-
review were to happen today, it would fail. The builder has readily admitted it is not done. Your agenda tonight would be to make a decision on the information you have. It's not ready to go. As the builder has told you, it's not paved. I would agree with that wholeheartedly.
That's because none of you know what you're talking about. Fact is,
Please explain.
they have, look, here's the procedure. The procedure is, the select board sends it over here. They did that tonight, okay? We're talking about Lindsey Lane, we're not talking about the other two, okay? They did that tonight. Now they send out their inspector to give them a report. That's what it says in here. Holding a placeholder, and why do these people, he doesn't even live anywhere on any of the streets. He's
a
just doing it
resident
to
of the
bust my
town.
balls. And so is the other lady. She doesn't live on any of those streets, she's just doing it to break my ass.
Why would
The
they
only
be
peop-
against you?
Because, why? Because she's been coming to all those meetings before. You know, okay.
Down.
May I ask real quick, special town meeting is not the fall town meeting?
It is.
Yeah, they've
They
changed
use
the.
the terms interchangeably.
yeah.
Okay, so I was thinking maybe this one will come later.
No.
For its
There's-
own meeting. Okay.
In the new charter, as it comes out, they're changing it to fall town meeting and spring town meeting. In the past, the fall town meeting wasn't always
In the
planned,
fall,
but it
it's a
always
special,
happened.
yeah.
So they called it a special town meeting.
Oh,
That's the
okay.
difference,
All
Keith.
right, I
They're
was
one and
just,
the
wasn't
same.
sure if,
And we've gotten to
These are two.
in Rutland, we've gotten to the point now where we have 2 town meetings.
Yeah.
And so the charter is changing, well, again, we'll talk about that later for the charter, but so far, they're renaming it to 2 town meetings, fall and spring. So this fall town meeting is basically something that's always gonna happen every year.
okay.
But
Would anyone like to continue reading
pressure.
out loud?
I think they have to scroll up a little bit more.
Can you scroll up a little bit on the chat, please?
Chiming in.
Stop, Mr. Blair, you are a businessman.
Oh, yeah.
He's cuckoo.
Sure. Well,
So as this work,
And,
this purpose mean the vote should be approved. I guess if anyone's been listening,
that's-
do they believe in this placeholder talk that we're having as a board or, and not that they're going to, but
see,
We
I'm
have in the
I'm with Tamika, I don't have a problem with the placeholder. I can't make any decisions on what to do with that until I get information in front of me. So that's why I say, let's follow the procedure, send the 4 people, or, I don't wanna use the word request, ask the 4 people to go out there to look it over, give us a report, and then we can move forward from that. Without that, we can't do anything. And I don't wanna make a decision on anything until I have information in front of me.
It's true.
That's my opinion.
in,
May I? No, may I speak? So, the people who live in these subdivisions, right? When I'm finished, I send a certified letter to the clerk and I ask for the bond to be removed. Now, you guys have a certain amount of time, I don't know what that is, to either say if these things can be removed or can't be removed. But you can't force me to plow it any longer. You can't force me to maintain it any longer because it's finished. As long as it's finished by all the people who say that it's supposed to be finished. DPW Director, Kevin Quinn, all the people who are, and obviously I abide by whatever they say. If they tell me to do this,
We're just getting into something that's not on the agenda. We're not talking about maintenance.
I asked if I could speak, he said I could. I'm gonna finish, okay? So the point is that the people in the subdivisions are the people who get hurt. Because the roads aren't gonna get plowed. I'm not gonna plow them. When I'm done, and let me tell you, towns have tried to force that before. We've been to court and they've lost. So it's not about pressure. Now, the other thing, buses won't go in to these neighborhoods until the town owns the roads. The safety of the kids, if the roads are done, you know, what I'm saying is, if the roads are done, then why doesn't, what's a placeholder gonna hurt?
That's what Margaret's saying.
It's
She
not
said-
gonna, what's it gonna hurt?
Margaret says, as a resident of Brice Estates and taxpayer, please move forward with the decision or recommendation in support of a placeholder. Again,
Threatened plowing in 2018 to Bear Hill, don't believe these idle threats. I don't understand how you can address Mr. Blair in terms of sticking to the agenda when there is never order your meetings.
I don't make threats, I
um,
make promises.
Norm, I think just to close this out, I mean, we're just going in circles.
At this point, yes.
I think the answer is, again, I'll say it for the fourth time or fifth, give Kevin the direction to inspect it and give direction to the DPW director and the police chief and the fire chief to coordinate with Kevin on when they're gonna do that inspection. And if they wanna do independence, I'm fine with that. I'm not gonna force them to be with Kevin, but I think we should follow our guidelines of developers ask for an inspection, do it. And if it comes back with, again, 0 or 15, that's something we'll act on when we get that information. And as for a placeholder, I'm fine with it, cause the town has already laid the roads out, so let's just tell them, put them as a placeholder, and when we get the information, when we can make a decision, we'll let the select board technically know if it's go or no go. That's my opinion, and I'm done with this discussion.
Maybe you can break that down so that we can get like a vote to see if everybody's okay with
Yeah,
that.
see if we can get
Yeah,
a
so that we know exactly
Oh, you want me
where
to make a
everybody
motion?
feels. Just so that we, yes,
Okay,
for the
I'll make
sake
a
of order.
motion to advise Kevin Quinn and the other 3 individuals that are called out in our subdivision, which is the DPW director, the fire chief, and the police chief, to conduct an inspection on Lindsey Lane and report back to the board.
Second that.
What about the placeholder? Is that a second one?
I wanna do one at a time.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay. Do I have a second on that?
I did.
Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I reluctantly.
My second motion is to follow the select board's recommendation of laying out of 4 roads to have a placeholder put on the warrant.
Wait, we're just doing Lindsey Lane right now.
Oh, I'm sorry, I
Mhm.
apologize. Put a placeholder for Lindsey Lane on the warrant article contingent on the planning board being able to have a technical final review on Lindsey Lane and report back to select board.
Future recommendation.
Future recommendation, yes.
Second that.
Motion is a second on this. Discussion on this one.
You know, obviously, the documentation you're talking about can either decide on pulling it from the warrant or suggesting it be,
And Keith, when I say
Unplaced.
documentation, everything in that requirement has to be done.
Yeah.
As-built,
Yeah.
everything cleaned up. And, again, I gotta figure out this deedwood easement. I don't know, that's in there, but again, I can't remember us ever getting deeds either, but again, I need to check.
It's in the new street acceptance policy.
Okay, that's something I'm gonna have to check on, I don't know that. But again, all of those have to be done before we can say leave it on the warrant article.
I
okay.
think the select board is responsible for ensuring that all those documents are completed.
Correct, we work
Okay,
with town
sorry, and I'm
council.
out of this.
Yeah, so
Okay,
with regards to the deeds, I
I'll
think the
just stay out
select
of it.
board is checking.
Yeah, that's the responsibility of our office to work with town council to get that submitted to the
okay,
registry
I'm not
of
gonna worry
deeds.
about that. It was just a knowledge for me to know, because I don't remember in the god-awful amount of years of us ever requiring or asking for deeds, but you could be right, Tamika, that was all handled by the select board and we weren't involved in it.
Yeah, and copies of the documents that get filed are actually included in the original street acceptance request, the easement of deed and all of that stuff.
Okay, well, I'll stick with my motion then.
I mean, for the record, I'm, again, fully against this. Kevin said that it wasn't anywhere close. He said that accepting, developments in portions was not advisable in the least, so I am fully against this.
Okay, I think we had a motion, it was seconded, so we just need a formal vote.
Is there any further discussion?
Discussion,
Oh,
so, I guess the only thing, not to go on forever, but if a subdivision has 5 roads, he's gotta wait for all 5 to be complete. Is that what you're saying?
That's what John had recommended.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we can work on that with future rules or something,
Well,
It would have to be.
he brought up what I've heard in the past,
yeah.
and I wanna see in the future, is that if a road, if it's a lengthy road or whatever, I wanna see it passed by the town whenever it's ready because of the buses.
Yeah. they
Because
don't-
I
they
don't feel it's, safe for the kids to walk all the way down to the end or whatever, when it could be a town road and the buses can go up and pick them up,
Can I,
period.
You mean like a collector street
can I say something?
versus,
I mean, in terms of the buses, as somebody whose kids have to walk the entire length of our street that's been a street for, I don't know, a long time, to get to a bus stop, or my nephew who has to go up Wachusett Street to the end of our street to get to a bus stop. There are plenty of kids on streets already that have to walk or be driven quite lengthy distances. So whether it's a safety thing, I absolutely agree, but in terms of how it currently works, that seems like a non-issue to me. It's my 2 cents.
Okay, have a motion, any further
Telling
discussion?
me, he has to come all the way up,
Cedar?
yeah.
Yeah. The bus stop is at the end of Overlook.
Wow,
And they,
Jen had to drive him every day.
stop, don't get excited.
I wanna get excited, because you see
That's
the
not
bus
the,
parked
that's
there
not the
for
point now.
killing
Richard.
time, when they could have been going down to pick up the kids.
Well, that-
Or even going up to pick up their kids.
I don't wanna derail, but I'm just saying,
Valid point.
well, Wachusett Street's pretty dangerous, I wouldn't want a kid walking on that to go to a bus stop.
But I think
But
the
that's
point
a
is
little-
that other kids have to do it.
Oh, yeah.
And to cry that, this needs to be done for the safety of the kids, when other kids have to do that same exact thing, I think maybe that's not exactly gentle.
Well, yeah.
Well,
Hold on a second.
then
I'll read some
tell
more
the
stuff.
town,
It keeps
please,
getting
in my
filled up with
favor,
comments.
to get out there and check on that
Some of them
and
is.
take care of this
Yeah,
problem.
I don't understand. how you can address
I mean, if
this.
the town closes a road and the buses don't go down that road, everyone gets upset too, so.
Your-
There's other situations where bus pickup causes all
Okay.
sorts of
Okay,
crap stuff.
we have a motion, anything further? And just to refresh, the motion is,
Motion is to put Lindsey Lane as a placeholder on the warrant article, conditioned that if all of the terms, conditions, whatever, within our subdivision regulations aren't finalized, which means as-built, everything associated with it, we will recommend to the select board to pull that placeholder.
anything further? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Nay.
So that's working.
Okay, is that the end of
That's
Lindsay?
the end of Lindsey Lane. Next item is Arrowhead Way, and we're talking kind of the same thing, sort of.
Yeah.
And I say sort of, except that we do have an updated report from Quinn Engineering on Arrowhead Way. Which at the very least, I know you all emailed it today. And some interesting stuff.
Where's Kevin?
I guess, right at the very beginning, I wanna bring up a thing. It sounds a little bit weird, but it's the first time I've heard it. Okay? And it has to do with loaming and seeding. to the best of my knowledge, when we got reports for acceptance like this, it was simply a question, was it loam and seeded or wasn't it? Kevin is bringing up, and I think maybe for a very decent reason. He's talking about, yeah, it's been loam and seeded, but at this point, it isn't growing.
There's, yeah, no grass, yeah.
And Normie also, if I read this
And
right,
you know, I'm looking for the rest of the board, as much as anything on this. I think it's significant. I'm not saying, we should adopt something that says it has to be up and growing or not.
It has to germinate. But
You know, right now.
Yeah.
But by the same token, okay, where are we at on that?
well, Kevin also did, which I noticed that hadn't been done in the past, is, and this is just my position, is he actually, in the past, are just saying, and I'm not saying Kevin, but in the past, we've got a general statement of loam and seed. He's actually called out stations in here,
Mhm. Yeah.
which, again, that gives me solid things to act on, I guess is what I'm looking for, is what I'm trying to say, is that we've got 12 issues here. Some are resolved, some aren't. I'm, you know, I got information, although I've had it for a day, but
I haven't seen it yet.
I was gonna say, I was gonna ask if the developer has had any response from his engineer or anything like that.
Typically, the board would review it and then, but that's at least what you guys have been doing since I arrived. I don't know what you
Yeah.
did before, but the board would review and discuss before we send it to the developer.
Yeah, I mean, to me, none of these are showstoppers, but I'm not gonna approve anything without these being finalized. There's too many unresolved in here. I mean, there's not 99,
I was
don't
gonna
get
say,
me
but
wrong.
like what, germination of seed?
He's got,
We just seeded it, that's why, Tim.
You got a berm that was installed that's inadequate as far as the rounding, the stop line needs to be painted, another
You
berm.
shouldn't be yelling at
Hey,
me,
Norm.
shouting back,
Hey, Norm.
talk through the chair.
yeah, I was gonna, Norm, I don't,
That's a big
I don't,
item.
Live trees.
I don't know if, because we just got this, can we, and,
Maybe supposed to talk about it?
yeah, that's what I'm getting at,
mean?
Keith. I mean, I'm okay talking about it, I just wanna make sure we're doing the right thing and we're not. I mean, I have no problem going through this and giving comment, and then that comment, like these, I can go back to the developer, I'm fine with that. Just wanna make sure we're doing the right thing.
I don't know, do we have an agenda item on a recommendation for Arrowhead?
Yeah.
The street acceptance, right?
This is a
Yeah.
part of that process.
I'm good. I just wanna make sure that we're doing the right thing, cause I mean, when I look this over, I don't see where I have any input other than say, get it done.
Mhm.
That's sort of where I'm at when I read this report.
It's hard to make grass grow. I gotta give it a little bit of time.
Yeah, my trouble is, my trouble, Norm, is 16, with the live trees not planted as required.
No, well, time out. I wanna just, like, if I
Go
could,
through him,
if I could
Remy.
comment on that, please. So, one of the subdivisions, down on either Pioneer or Woodside, you guys have in the past allowed people to opt out of the trees. So, where there isn't trees, they opted out. The trees that, when Kevin went out, we hadn't planted the trees that were died that we planted last year. So trees had died from last year, and we just replanted those on Monday, I apologize, on Monday. So the trees are now all done. They came in on Friday afternoon. We finished all the trees, Lindsey Lane, Arrowhead, and the only ones like on Pioneer and Woodside that aren't on people's yards and Kevin mentioned 50 feet, I saw in one of the other comments. 50 feet is the regulation, but it's always been 2 per lot. And that's the way you guys have always allowed me to do it, so I just continued to do it that way. So, yes, but like we're coming in Woodside from where the pump station is, we went every 50 feet because there's no houses there. So, and that's how we did it. So the trees at this point are finished everywhere. And also, we bought these water bags so that they trickle the water in slowly, so hopefully the things won't die. But this is a good time of year to plant them And they should work pretty well. As far as the grass growing, this is a really good time of year for the grass to grow, so, give that a couple of weeks. The stop lines are being painted this week, the stop signs are in, I knew about those things from before. It's just, if I could maybe make things go, maybe just a little quicker, why not just do the same thing you did for Lindsey Lane for these? I mean, I got a couple of weeks to finish this up, and, it's not like any of that is gonna cause like issues. I mean, if the grass doesn't grow, is it, what would you hold back on the bond for that?
Can the cable company allow somebody to come in? There's somebody waiting to be admitted. The cable committee, sorry. Thanks.
So, Norm, we've got these, I see resolved and not resolved. And I'll let the rest of the board speak, but I see these as, issues that need to be worked out between Kevin and the developer to resolve. And they've gotta be resolved to Kevin and I guess Chris's, satisfaction before we move forward. And if that takes a couple of weeks, if that takes, to our next meeting, I'm fine with that. But I can't at the next meeting when we're getting close to a placeholder and have unresolved up here, because in my mind, if our next meeting, which is getting close to the town meeting, I don't wanna be backed up against the wall of not resolved issues. So that's all I'm saying is that,
If I may, you would have to make a decision tonight on the placeholder because the warrant's gonna be open Monday through Friday of next week.
what I was getting at, Tamiki,
Sorry.
no, you're fine. I hadn't even gotten that far yet. I
Oh,
was,
sorry.
no, that's
Jumped the
okay.
gun.
I'm worried about this report. And I hadn't got to the placeholder. I still think we should give a placeholder, but we've got information in front of us, now it needs to be acted upon, and if it's not done in 2 weeks, then we gotta make a decision, cause we're getting up against the wall of, do we pull the placeholder, or do we keep it? And since we've got it in front, and since we've got information in front of us, I think we need to direct, Kevin to the next time the developer says everything is resolved, send him out there and get it checked. And then if it's not resolved, and we get that report back, and then I've got a little bit of an issue, because that's gonna be the end of September.
We've got till the end of October though.
I know, I wanna get things done, and Cleve, this is my tough part, in the past, we've come right up against it. I do not wanna be at a town meeting making a decision, I've
No.
done that too many times.
30 days prior, I agree.
Yeah,
30 days prior.
I can't do that, because we've done it too much in the past, and I am not gonna do it ever again. I said that in our last meeting, and we've pretty much stuck to that, and John's helped us stick to that by coming up with this policy. And the street acceptance policy, and I think the select board, if I'm not mistaken, adopted that street acceptance policy.
They did,
Okay.
yes.
So I would like to comment on the berm. We did fix the berm, but Kevin didn't like it. So he wants us to fix it again. So I'm just gonna have him go out there and show us exactly what he wants, and we'll fix it. But we did attempt to fix, it's a rounding at the end, he didn't like.
So I guess I would, if there's more comments, but I was gonna make a motion that we send this to the developer to get it cleaned up. And then we give either Delia or, this is discussion, I'm not making any motion, authority to, when things are said they're done, send Kevin out there to inspect it. And if it's not done, give us another, or let me rephrase that. When he goes out, we'll get another report, and my expectation is that these are resolved. If they're not, I'm up against the wall as a board member. That's my opinion.
I know Norm asked about grass established. I mean, I know, just to comment on it earlier. Seems silly, but it does help with erosion. I'm sure that's mainly the focus there.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
There's
and I know
no
you.
doubt about
It's
it.
aesthetics
You know,
too.
you
Yeah.
hydro seed one day and you get a super thunderstorm the next day, guess what?
It won't be.
Yeah, it takes a while for sure.
So-
But I
But
think,
then I'll go to another step, okay? When do we determine that the grass is good enough?
When it's
When it's
mowed.
one inch tall, when it's half as
When the weeds are
germinated?
growing out of it.
Well, that's all, the roots are that long.
I mean, we could search for that sort of a matrix or a stipulation, but I definitely think that the aesthetics of the trees and the aesthetics of the grass are something that we put in there and should be maintained. And I also think that, you know, the grass has to be established because, I mean, from somebody who's claimed that they care about the kids, but has also threatened to not plow, I don't see them coming to fix the grass or replace any trees.
Let me ask a question to that point. With the 1 year hold that we have on the road, with the 1 year, whatever's left on the bond for that 1 year, does that cover us for the 1 year warranty? To your point, if next spring
Things don't hold.
that grass is gone or the trees are dead, does that cover us under our 1 year warranty that has to be replaced, and we still have the authority to say it has to be fixed? I'm asking. I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
That you hold the 10% to fix any issues.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's what I was trying
You
to.
know, unfortunately,
I mean, the 10%'s
that's
really
not,
for
it's
the
not
road.
a good way of doing it,
No,
okay?
Because the 10% may not be enough, depending on
Right.
what the issue is.
That's what I was-
It probably would be, but, you know, the legal procedure that you have to go through to literally collect.
okay. I'm just
That
asking.
money.
Let me see this, let me say this.
It's, I'm not saying you can't do it, I'm just saying it's not a good way.
Not ideal.
Of
If you
doing
guys
it,
called me up and
you
said,
know.
Clea, the grass isn't growing, go fix it. I just go fix it. You don't have to, there's no legal issue involved in anything. If you want it done, I'll do it. I mean, I just give it a chance to germinate. It has, we just planted it. That's all.
If there's a question about the grass, I mean, I think that's where, you know, your consultant
Yeah, the civil
reviewer
engineer.
would be able to advise,
Yeah,
you know,
that's-
what
I'm good
is a
with that.
safe, you know. But I do think that, you know, if we hire somebody, they've made a recommendation, they've taken the time to actually type up, you know, this is what I've observed, this is an issue, you know, I would think that it's a good idea, unless we have a legitimate reason to not take it seriously, to really consider what they have to say,
That's why I like the way Kevin did this in stations, where this station is a problem.
right?
Please look at it. So that's why, and it says not resolved. Until that says resolved, the checkbox is not done with me for that road. Now, I don't have a problem with looking over, again, we're just talking about Arrowhead. I don't see anything in here that would stop as-bills from being made. Everything I see in here, and I could be wrong, is
He already has the as-bills,
okay. Again, I'm trying to follow what we need to get done to get to that point.
and he had a problem with something,
Yes,
there's a page missing or something like that. from
no,
the as-bills or whatever.
when we paved the top coat, the manhole, the drain manhole at the very end of the road didn't get raised.
I
So we
see
had
that.
to cut it, raise it, and put it in, but we couldn't get the inverts. So now, we got the inverts, we can give them the
But he
as.
says that's resolved. So again,
Yeah, so,
I'm going through these 16 items that are here that Kevin has. And I don't see anything that can stop as-bills from being done, but I do see stuff in here that I'm not gonna sign off on until they're resolved.
Well, and I also have questions about, like, for example, that patch that Clea was just describing, like, when you hit that with a plow, there's a difference of grading there. How is that not gonna chip away when a huge plow hits it? So I'd love to get Kevin's impression on that. There was one other thing in the chat, a couple thank yous. Mr. Lavoie said it's on the agenda, and then Dan Rosario said the pressure from this builder seeking to dictate the board's decision is a red line that must never be crossed. To allow the builder to bully the board into decisions betrays the fundamental mandate and surrenders its independence, transforming from a guardian of the public's trust into a mere rubber stamp for private profit.
that's the most ridiculous opinion I've
No,
ever
no, no,
heard.
no, no.
I'm not bullying anyone.
Thumbs
What
up.
the hell is that crap?
No, yeah, Norm. I'm not gonna respond to that because my temper is really flared.
And you don't have to, that was just a comment.
Yep,
So-
I take it personal, and unfortunately,
I think we're trying to do our best. I mean,
yes, yeah.
You
Keith,
don't have
you
to
were
answer to
correct.
him.
I know.
Keith,
I know.
you're right, dude.
Let's-
We're
let's
trying
just-
to keep, we're trying to do our
Let's
best
stay on,
here.
Yep.
you've read the comments.
I
So-
just, real quick, there's 16 here, I just counted them, 8 are resolved, 8 are unfinished.
Correct.
Just for the board to know. It's not 16 unresolved.
So I guess I'd make a recommendation
Same
through the
thing as-
chair that this report gets sent to the developer, and when they're completed, the developer informs the chair and or Delia that it's completed and needs to be re-inspected. And I think that's the process we should follow.
Right, and we were also waiting for, actually, sorry. That's next, so, sorry, I'm jumping the gun.
I wrote it down.
Okay, it's a motion then.
Okay.
Then I'll second it.
Any further discussion? Once again,
Just real quick, sorry, just for the public's knowledge, these were, some of these were submitted before the road policy, in case anyone has a comment on that.
the subdivision plans.
Yeah, the road policy that the town and the planning
He's
board
talking
developed.
about the street acceptance.
Street acceptance policy,
For
yeah.
Arrowhead Way, Pioneer Circle
Yeah.
and Woodside Ave, but those were submitted
Just,
before
I was gonna bring it up before,
the
but,
street acceptance policy
yeah.
was.
Lindsey Lane's the only one that applies to the,
Oh,
policies.
I never thought
just,
about that.
Yeah, really.
we're trying to
You are
follow the
learning a lot, I
process,
like
but I
this.
think, the public might
But
wanna know.
it doesn't hurt to,
Just to know, just so they have.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay. It's a good point, Keith, excellent point.
But then, we can move forward, that's it.
One more time, the motion is,
The
Do you have a
motion is
comment?
to send
record,
the
sorry.
report to the developer and to authorize Delia or Norm to send Kevin out to the site once the builder has indicated that the items have been resolved.
I might add to that, Tamika, the, Kevin and or, DPW director and police and fire, if they would wanna re-inspect. That way, we're following the policy to the letter.
And as far as, just to comment on what Keith said, the select board didn't accept them when I put them in prior. So they actually fell under the new regulation, because they told me I got them in too late. So they said, it ends up here,
Oh, okay.
so.
So that's the only thing I wanna amend it is,
They were clocked in on March 27th and the policy was adopted March 31st.
Right, but they didn't lay them out, so they
Correct,
pushed
they
it to this one.
They didn't lay them out till April.
Right, so it falls under this one.
Technically, it falls under when it gets clocked in.
Oh, good, okay.
let's just keep
But
moving.
the idea was we
Have
were
a
gonna.
policy back then, so.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, in the subdivision rules, you do have like a brief section there on street acceptances at the back.
Yeah. But it's
So that's the only
pretty
thing,
ambiguous.
that's the only thing I wanted to add to my, you re-seconded?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so.
Yeah, police, fire, DPW, yep.
Okay, second.
Is there any discussion?
And it's a motion, I'm sorry, it's a motion to place hold or to just
Just to
have him get this and work on it.
That's it.
That's it, okay, sorry. Ready to go.
I don't want to bring this up, but I have to. We sort of at least discussed, I think decided that these, particularly these inspections, would best be done with both Quinn Engineering and DPW chief. Kevin Quinn tried more than once to contact Chris Kolosky to join him at whatever time was convenient for him on these inspections. He received no reply whatsoever from him. Nor did he show up at the inspection.
I think that he did hear from Chris, but he did hear from Chris.
We were gonna do it Friday, right? Wasn't it
Yeah,
Friday?
right. I also spoke with Chris and he says he's happy to do the inspection. He's okay with doing the inspection with Kevin.
Okay.
I mean, so,
Let's just make it, whatever we can do to make it happen. That's all I want.
Last time, the only thing that I heard was that he could get no response.
I think
And
at
he
some
wasn't
point he was
first
trying
time.
to, and then,
Nor was he at the
Came
inspection.
through finally, or,
So,
are they,
and
yeah,
like I say, I don't really like bringing that up, but
obviously email's the best record, but they can't call each other and say, hey, are you gonna be around?
Well, that's usually how you get appointments taken care of, emails officially. I agree with
I see
sending
what you
emails
mean.
out, but
And then follow up with a phone call.
I know with me, I get I get a call when I'm going to a job site, hey, I can't make an emergency came up. Can we reschedule tomorrow? Well, I'm not gonna send an email because I'm in my car, so I'll just change the schedule.
Yeah,
So, and I get if Chris has something come up, there's an emergency, he's gotta do it. I understand that 110%. So, I'll still stick with my motion.
And I realize I'm dragging this out, but I want to bring one other thing up regarding inspections. And I realize these end of construction inspections are probably a little bit different. But most of the inspections that are done in the construction of our subdivisions out here, the planning board does not even know when those inspections take place until they get a report.
That's a good point.
It's very simply, it's a communication, and I'm gonna assume it's between Mr. Blair's foreman and our reviewing engineer. They agree, oh, we're at a state to do an inspection, they go out and do an inspection, and then we get a report. But the planning board has not been involved.
We should change
We
that.
did,
And I'm not saying that it's wrong, I'm just saying that that's the way it is.
on Woodside, we got involved. It took a while. But the planning board did go for a hike with
Oh, yeah,
them.
yeah.
I
But-
think that would be a good idea, cause there's stuff on some of these sites that I have questions about that isn't brought up in some of the reports.
I think we're talking about maybe two different types of inspections. So we do have the regular site inspections that the planning board said they want to have done regularly, every 2 weeks, right? But then you have a special request for a final inspection.
That's the one.
That's the one
These are different.
that came
These
up,
final
right.
inspections are different, I agree.
And, you know, if there are conflicting, if there's conflicting feedback from members, then I do think that we need to have, and in fact, I think that it should be, this is my suggestion, that it should be a vote so that there's clarity on, you know, there's a discussion and a vote. So that it's clear on, you know, how every member feels, and, you know, you will also have the benefit of public comment if necessary.
Are you saying this for all inspections?
No, for the
Final,
final inspection, because remember remember, the board agreed that you wanted regular inspections, regular site inspections, we're not talking about that one.
I don't think we ever really fully decided on what that meant.
I thought we did, because I did
Started
notify
getting-
Kevin that we did, I think we did that a couple of weeks ago.
We talked about it, I don't think we ever finalized it, simply because there's a different pace from one time to another on construction, on a subdivision, and I guess I'll just bring up one particular item. Noble Hill. You want a monthly inspection report on Noble Hill?
Sure, I wanna know how many deer are up there.
I think
Bear in
Delia,
there too.
Easy one, just
I
nothing
think-
happened.
I think
I-
Delia's point is on active subdivisions.
Yeah.
Right, the board,
Yeah.
it's, you know, it's not uncommon, and it's probably well advised to, even if the inspection report says no activity occurred, so that the board and the public is aware of what's happening with active
We're
subdivisions.
putting things in an email, there's a record of it.
Yeah.
Correct.
And
Just be
who,
accountable.
I
I mean,
apologize.
we can
Who's
finalize
Kevin's
My
engineer?
key there is, I'll go along with active.
And it allows you to kind of stay ahead of things, you know, at an early stage, so that it's brought to your attention as early as possible, rather than, you know, several months in advance and you weren't aware. So just, I mean, I thought we had already established this, because I do believe an email went out to Kevin stating that, but we can check our records just to double check.
I mean, I'm fine for active subdivisions, because I can't remember, I apologize, Kevin's engineer that you had before.
Carl Holcomb?
Carl, yeah.
How'd you
Carl, I
forget
mean,
Carl?
he would, I remember reports coming in, went to Bear Hill, here's the temperature, no activity, report came in.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with those reports every 2 weeks coming in, cause we had somebody out there with eyes on it, on an active subdivision, you point to Noble Hill or Pleasantdale Estates, come on, it's a waste of the developer's money to send somebody out there for that, and I don't see the need to waste money when there's nothing.
Trees.
Yeah, so I'm fine with every 2 weeks on an active subdivision. I do believe, and you bring up a good point about on the final, it's probably not a bad idea to put that date out of when there's gonna be, so if any one of the 5 board members wants to go on that walk, they can.
I would also add that if it's not an active subdivision, if there's plans to work on that, we should be told about that ahead of time.
Oh,
It's a condition of approval. I have to
Yeah.
call you before I start.
correct.
But the DPW does inspect as well as Kevin,
Mhm.
all the piping, everything.
So I still stick with my motion.
Just to finish, so like, say the report's about a subdivision, I know are you paying for it, or is the town
No,
planning board funds pay for it?
53 G,
Okay,
53 G.
there we go. Thank you. So,
Okay.
that makes it easier on the board. obviously,
Okay,
financially.
any discussion, anything further? All in favor then?
Aye.
Aye.
And I'll make
Okay.
another motion for Arrowhead, is to leave it with the, as the select board has laid it out. I would leave it as, I would ask them to leave a placeholder for Arrowhead Way, contingent on the planning board again, potentially recommending to the select board to pull it if it's not completed, in a time, and I don't know how to put that.
By the
Before,
public hearing.
Prior to finalization of the warrant.
thank you, thanks.
Perfect.
Tamika. That's why she's the brains and I'm the brawn. That's my motion.
I'll second that.
Any discussion on that?
So we're now sending this, we're putting in a placeholder, putting out what the deficiencies are that need to be corrected, and then going from there, is that correct?
Correct.
And if the as-built, the deficiencies and everything's not, the i's dotted and t's crossed by, help me with that,
October
Tamika?
23rd.
October 23rd, then we will be telling the select board that placeholder is being pulled. It will not be on the warrant for that road.
Would recommend them.
We'll recommend, that's right, they have the authority to
Yeah.
keep it on there, but the planning board would recommend to pull it.
Just one other thing to factor in, that you're in the process of hiring a consultant to look at the erosion and runoff issues. So that is also something, that
could be a
report
yeah.
is also something that we need to factor in as well.
It has nothing to do with the road.
Yeah, I was gonna
It's
say.
nothing to do with the road.
It
Before
does,
I-
actually.
With the road?
Yeah, they're going to inspect the roads and the subdivision improvements, which is what is under the planning board's purview.
Yeah.
Good luck.
This
Well, you got about
organization's gonna come
10,000
in.
inspections there in front of you.
Again, I'm just looking at the placeholder right now, I don't wanna get into the details, and if those things come to pass, then we have it pulled, that's all there is to it. That's all I'm getting down to, you make a great point. I just wanna make sure that the board has the authority to recommend to the select board that if i's aren't dotted and t's aren't crossed for Arrowhead, we will recommend the select board to pull it from the warrant article.
So if we don't have that report to us from that engineer, we're not gonna act on it.
That has nothing to do.
I don't wanna get into that details, I'm just looking at, that's why I say everything that we need. And I don't wanna get into the details of what those are, just, I want us to have the ability to pull it if we decide to pull it, whatever that reason may be. Complete list, lack of reports, whatever, that's all I'm getting at. I don't wanna get into the weeds, I just wanna give us the authority to do that. That's mine.
We don't even know if that is going to happen yet.
I don't wanna get into the weeds. I just wanna establish a placeholder like we talked about for Lindsay. And then if the chips fall, that report's not done, the berms aren't done, the manhole, is not accepted by Chris, we have the authority to recommend the select board that road is not ready to be put on a warrant article, and please pull it. And then we'll leave it up to select board and what they do from there.
If he wants me to infrared that I will.
I just wanted to make sure that we don't have any interruptions, because, we have a motion or?
That's second.
Okay, any further discussion on this one? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so that's Arrowhead Way, basically, we've got Pioneer Circle and Woodside Ave kind of in the same situation here.
Pioneer, it had less, that's for sure, but again, there's 2, 4, I got to Keith's point earlier, 6 unresolved.
Six were unresolved,
Yep.
all of them.
Yep, and I literally wanna say the same thing, I wanna go through the same motion as I did for Arrowhead to authorize this to go to the developer to be resolved. And when those are resolved to the developer's extent, to give Delia and Norm the authorization to have the 4 people go out and do the re-final inspection, I guess is the word I'm looking for.
That's
the-
the motion, right, Tim?
Yes, that was a
Okay.
motion.
Okay, so second that.
Dick seconded.
Second. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Then, Tamika, can you just take that last motion I did and change it to, Pioneer Circle with the,
Are we doing?
Placeholder.
Pioneer and Woodside together,
I like to do them one at a time.
separate? Okay.
Yeah, I don't, that way it's clear to the public, and if there's any records pulled, it's individuals, cause I think, if I'm not mistaken, Delia, there's separate articles on our agenda.
Yes.
So
No, it's together.
Pioneer and Woodside are together?
Oh, yeah, they're
Yes,
together.
they're together.
I apologize, give me a quick second, I gotta look Kevin's, cause the 6 items on, I reviewed,
6 were on Pioneer, Woodside had counted 18 or 19, that might be.
yeah.
If I may, they were submitted as 2 separate street acceptance requests, so if you wanted to stick with your original thought of keeping them
Yeah,
separate.
even though they're on the agenda, I'd like to keep them separate since they
That
have
would be
separate
good,
reports.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea, thanks. So I basically, my second motion would be the placeholder, again, with not, if everything's not complete, then the planning board will make a recommendation, select board, to pull Pioneer Circle from the warrant article.
Second that.
Second, any discussion on this one? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Nay.
Aye. I think that finishes,
And Woodside's the next one. Man, we've gone so long, I'm running out of battery.
I think that does.
I think we did all 3.
Yeah.
No, you
No,
didn't
we
do
still,
Woodside.
we haven't done Woodside yet. That's the one that, to your
Okay.
point,
Yeah,
Okay.
It's got the longer
16.
list, yes. There's 17.
with all the sub
So you're talking
A, B, C, D.
Yeah, the problem, and this is just for the board since this is up there. I could be wrong, but I thought there was what's the word I'm looking for? I don't wanna say exception, what do we typically give with the subdivisions? A waiver. I thought there were waivers for streetlights on
Yeah.
all of Brice Lemon, cause Kevin has a reporter, streetlights not installed at these stations, and I thought there was a waiver.
There
And
is.
okay, well, he called it out in 15, that's the reason why I brought it up as an issue.
We have waived streetlights on things.
Right, so
Okay,
therefore, he's gonna be notified that streetlights are
That's-
waived.
He does say right there that it may have been,
Yeah.
this requirement may have been waived by the,
oh, I didn't
Okay.
read that, okay.
Alright,
Then we'll just make sure he knows that that is a waiver that's in the subdivisions, okay. So again, I'd make a motion that we send this to the developer to be updated. And, cause there, 11 unresolved in here, there's 16 of them. And I see at least let's just do that, that's my motion, is to send it to developer. And then authorize Delia Norm to allow, when these are completed, to send Kevin and the other 3 DPW, fire and police out to do a second final inspection.
Second that.
A motion and a second. Once again, discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye. And my last motion is the placeholder. And I would change what I said in the previous placeholder to Woodside. Dick seconded, okay.
Okay, have a motion and a second again. Once again, discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Nay.
All right, let me get
Mr.
back to.
Chair? The number 9 says Woodside Ave and Pioneer Circle. It's, I was just asking if maybe we need to take that out of order, or maybe that doesn't apply any longer.
That-
I'm gonna say that doesn't apply.
Yeah, that was placed there after, before we got the inspection report from Kevin.
Alright, so, okay, well, thank you guys very much, appreciate everything.
All right.
Alright,
Okay, number 7, planning board bylaw subcommittee recommendations, if available.
Oh man, this is where I didn't bring my notes, I apologize. We had a recommendation, somebody help me
Oh,
remember.
this is only if it's available. You were supposed to send us a memo.
Yeah, and I didn't get around to it, I'll get a memo put together.
So we have none.
Yeah, I owe you a recommendation.
Then item 8, charter commission member. Oh, boy, nominate a member to serve on the charter commission.
I know. I just,
If I may, just a note, whomever you decide to appoint, they have a meeting Thursday evening, September 11th at 6:30 p.m. They took a break over the summer, so this will be their first meeting back.
Do they do regular meetings on the same day,
I
like
make a recommendation.
Thursdays or,
Yes,
okay,
not necessarily every Thursday.
Yep.
They try to usually do a couple times a month.
okay.
And they're quite a few months into the process, and they've finished, I think, the first 6 chapters already and had a Q&A session over the summer for the public, so
Okay,
yeah, they're pretty well into it now.
all right.
I
Just
would-
curious if it's consistent for whoever
It
wants
is.
to apply.
Yeah, and it's always on a Thursday night.
All right.
So you say you're open?
No, I was just, there's
That's what I
some
was hoping.
discussion.
He was asking for a
Some-
friend.
Yeah, yeah, discussion. Maybe if, do you sit in with them all the time? Or,
I
No.
do not,
Okay.
but they have a dedicated clerk who takes their
Okay.
minutes.
I was gonna say if someone could at least let the board know how it's gonna apply for the planning board. I know the charter,
When I was on it, Keith, I'll give you a heads up.
Yep.
The select board and the planning board were there, supposedly there as support staff for the charter committee. The committee was supposed to be making a lot of decisions. What I'm just gonna say was Lee and I basically were advising because of our experience
okay,
sitting on boards and having experience in the town government, helping answer questions and I don't wanna use the word drive, but help.
yeah, when they have a question, if you
Yeah.
happen to know the answer, you can guide them. in
Yes,
it.
and Leah did the same thing.
Yeah, help them out, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so,
Tech support. That means someone who's been here for a while gets to do it, is that what you mean?
yeah. I am up to my
No,
armpits
you have a
in
lot
chairman's.
going.
I know,
Yeah, you
I
have a lot going on.
love serving on it, it was a good experience, it's just, I've got the RDIC chairman, I've got the bylaw subcommittee.
Hmm.
I'm a little, and then CMRPC that I've gotta go to. See, the problem is I couldn't go this Thursday because I need to get our hours by going to CMRPC at 6:30 on Thursday, so I couldn't even make this meeting, cause I'm gonna weigh getting the town money and hours or going to a charter committee meeting. Well, we need the hours for us to be able to do stuff from CMRPC, so I'm gonna go there for that and gain our hours.
I'm going, I'll get the hours.
do both of us have to go, or just one of us? Do we get both credits for being there for
No
hours?
matter how many people go, you only get 1 credit,
Okay, well,
if that helps.
no, it didn't, you just basically backed me into
So
a
that
corner,
worked.
that's it. We're outside right now.
Keith, if it helps, by no means do you have to be like a planning board expert. They're really just
Yeah.
looking for somebody to be there to kind of provide a planning board perspective, especially when it comes to, you know, certain topics that might be specifically related to planning board or elected boards. But yeah, they have a great group of people with a very diverse background. So if you feel like that's your hesitation, I would tell you, don't worry about that.
Okay, I feel, not that anyone's nominated me, which is great. But yeah, I'd be nervous if I just was like, I don't know what the answer of a certain question might be, or, I can have the computer out and look and do all that stuff. I could go, I'm not saying, I have raised my hand for it, but if time is missing, that's the only thing that would hold me up from attending. So if it got bad, I'd have to lateral the football, if you will. And if anyone wants to go with me, Alex can go.
I
That'd
wish
be
I
great.
could, man, but with the 2 kids and school and work and all that, I can't.
Yeah,
Soccer.
That's okay.
Gene, grab my dinner when you're there too, cause I've already said I'm going, but. It's nice Italian dinner.
I can give it a shot. I'm a little
I really would appreciate it if you could.
little nervous, but yeah. I can go and I can
And
sit in
don't be
hang out
shy,
with them.
because that's the one thing I wasn't, because, and again,
Yeah,
the toughest thing I was having with the charter committee is they were just putting bylaws in, there really weren't, there was more that need to go in there, and they're coming up with the FICOM next, and that's a huge discussion point.
document.
Yeah, well, it's not a huge document, it's just getting that squared away, cause this is my opinion, this year's budget season didn't go well.
Yeah.
This past year.
If I can phone a friend too in the middle of a meeting, that'd be great,
We're all here for you.
Yeah,
So, yeah, I'll try it. I'll try it out. We'll see how the food is, and then we'll go from
I'll nominate Keith for the charter committee.
Now second that.
there.
If you need help, just let me know.
Yeah.
I'm happy to help, I just can't.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
This Thursday?
Thank you, Keith, yes.
This Thursday? Whoa!
This Thursday at 6:30, and they meet in this room.
Okay.
Did you say
Do you need
Thursday?
a memo from me at all?
No, that's okay, I'll
Okay.
just email Chris.
We'll
Chris Senecal's the chair.
go to work early.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Just the only thing I would say is grab the bylaws and make sure you look them over, because right now a lot of the stuff going to the charter committee's the existing bylaws with maybe little tweaks to them.
So,
The FICOM bylaw, I think, Tamika, is the next one up, the next section.
They have it on
think so,
Audible, but
yeah.
you can't listen to it while you're driving, it'll put you to sleep.
yeah, I guess you're saying it's a period of time in the charter, so once they finish zoning, then it goes to.
No, they gotta,
Or I gotta stay on the whole
the whole
process.
thing, it's a
Okay.
2-year process.
Yeah, so
Okay.
they're probably, like maybe
Halfway
6
through, they're
months
halfway
in?
through. They think they'll
Yeah.
be done by December.
Yes, and they take the summers off, and like I said, it's not every Thursday that they meet. It just kind of depends on the momentum and everybody's schedule. And we're working with the Collins Center through a grant, so there is an attorney who attends most of the meetings, and
Yeah.
he helps with like the technical side of things
That's
as
good.
well.
Yeah,
So you definitely won't be, alone in.
okay,
And don't be afraid if you've got an idea that doesn't follow our bylaws to bring it up. Because the charter was not meant to be a Xerox of our bylaws. It was supposed to be like the Constitution,
yeah,
and then the bylaws are the Bill of Rights. So the charter is gonna be the master document that the town will be following.
that's a
Don't
big,
be
that's a
afraid
big
to-
deal,
It
yeah,
is.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you're a
it's
big
some-
deal, Keith,
Well,
and I know
no,
you can do
I
it.
wouldn't say that, but,
It
thank you,
has-
thank you.
It has to happen, so.
Yeah,
Later.
yeah, yeah, we'll check it out, like you said.
But don't be shy. If you got an
And-
opinion, just,
Who knows, before long, you might have a new member.
Oh, yeah, well, an associate member could join us too.
Nights a week.
On Thursdays.
Got 2 little kids.
Okay.
Okay, item 10, is there anything else on the table?
Yes, I did email you all yesterday, I think it was. So at the last meeting, the board voted to hire a consultant, and you also made a motion to, at a later meeting, select a funding source. So we just need to identify what the funding source is for the geotechnical.
Did you get my voicemail? I changed my opinion. Or my email that said go with 53G, because I think I was the one that was opposed to using 53G.
I think I did get your email about it,
Yeah,
yes,
because I
but
changed my
we had-
opinion.
well, we had, because you made a motion to vote at a later meeting, that's why we're having this discussion now.
Okay, I just want to let you know that I was sitting up here saying we should use our money. I changed my mind. It should be 53G, so I have no opposition to 53G. I just wanted to, I sent it
Second
to
your
you.
opinion.
What's
I
that?
said I second your opinion.
Yeah, so I changed my mind because I don't think, I think it's too much of a slippery slope to get into pulling money out of our funds on something that is associated with the development.
I shared a similar opinion at first. I probably still do, but don't. But I know if it gets expensive, you wonder if he's gonna, what's gonna happen. And I think something will, it's probably not worth talking about until something does happen, but I'm sure
Well,
there'll be resistance, so that's all I'll say.
this is what I wanted to, at least my
It is what it
opinion,
is.
talking to other planners, and about the how subdivision regs and then reading up the first inspection or the inspection, the developer doesn't really have a choice about. Secondary inspections, and that's where Delia had sent some information out that was good based upon issues with that can be considered problems with the subdivision. The board can request secondary inspections. I just don't know if we can justify that, if there's no problems with the road. That's my dilemma right now. I have no problem about getting a second opinion. I don't. I do it all the time in my work. But I think, and this is where I don't have the skill set or the legal knowledge to know, can we do it without showing some deficiencies? That's where I'm struggling. On the road and the road drainage.
Well, I mean, there were issues in the first place with the construction of the road that led to water going down the driveways before those aprons were added. And I think that was a huge part of the issue. And so we can show the deficiency, I mean, regardless of whether he's addressed it or not, it's still, the damage was done.
And I'm good with that. I
see what you're saying though,
I don't wanna get into, we're doing a study because there's runoff on the individual lots into other people's property. We got no authority on that. That's my opinion.
That's right.
Again, I'm not an attorney, but anything with the lots, I don't think the planning board has a leg to stand on. If it's the road that's causing these, because to what you said, Alex, if it's because of the water that's coming over down a driveway and into property, then we got a leg to stand on.
Right, and the other point too is that you don't want, there's an issue on private lots right now, but you want to make sure that you don't have any issues with your streets
Yes.
or your subdivision improvements. That's the purpose of this inspection, I thought, right? So I think we've already established that the consultant is not investigating private lots.
I'm good with that then.
The planning board's purview is strictly the streets and the subdivision improvements. That is what the consultant is advising the board on, just those items.
I'm good with that then, Delia. I was afraid because we've had residents in that because of water coming down on their property, I didn't wanna tie that into this inspection because I think that's out of our purview. That's my
Right, and
opinion.
the other issue is that if if there are adjacent lots that are having problems, who's to say that the abutting street is not being impacted? Right?
Yep, I could put on it.
So that is the purpose of the consultant review.
Okay, I'm good. I
So
just-
that anybody who goes back and says, well, there were complaints, did the planning board ever double check to see what would the impacts be to the streets or the subdivision improvements, you can say yes, and the report said X, Y, and Z.
Wow.
I also wanted to mention that with regards to the fees, your subdivision rules does allow for the collection of review fees. And it says the planning board may retain outside consultants and require the applicants to pay a review fee determined by the anticipated cost to employ an outside consultant engaged by the board in the review and application and to ensure compliance with the board's decision. So it doesn't just stop at the application phase, it's to ensure compliance with the board's decisions. Which means as long as the subdivision is active, and town council has confirmed this, as long as the subdivision is active, you are within your right to investigate.
I'm fine, yeah. I just wanna make sure that the board is considering this based upon this street and the,
Yes,
that's all I wanted to bring to the board's
Nothing-
attention.
correct. Just the areas of the subdivision that are within the planning board's purview.
Yep, that's it. That's all I wanted to bring up.
Now,
Last comment, I'm not too excited about.
would that include the stormwater runoff?
Would what include the stormwater one-off?
This inspection, because of the fact that Concom has that, I can't remember what they call it.
They have asked for a stormwater, yes,
Right,
they did
SWIP
ask,
report.
But
which is something
down
that can-
below, down near the brook, we got the infiltrator down there, that building, that whatever is in there. How do you know if there's a problem in that that's blocking the
Right.
water coming back, or, you know, the water can't travel out of,
I had done
Out
some
of there.
research and there were some issues with some of the infiltrators that I was wondering about. How do we figure that out if there's an issue with it?
Through the chair, could we ask for an update from the Concon and what their findings are, just for information for us? I mean,
on the info, they investigate.
what their investigation from the stormwater, are they asking for new stormwater
Well, no,
report?
they're asking for, no, not a new
Never-
report, there was never a report.
yeah.
So
Okay,
they had asked that the board request, in addition to the inspection, a stormwater management plan from the selected consultant. Now, that would be an additional, that was not included in the initial scope, that would be an additional cost,
Perhaps that's
which you have
something
to
that,
consider.
maybe that should go through Concom.
It's not if I may, I'm sorry, that location is not within their jurisdiction.
because there's no wetlands or,
Correct, the roadway is not within 100 feet of the resource area.
Right, but the stormwater management plan should have been received with the application, with the
but,
subdivision application.
and this is where I need help from legal, is, again, working with big contracts, there was a stormwater report done for Bear Hill, and then the applicant had another report, again, this is my opinion, that could be considered an addendum to that, a stormwater report by adding on that road. That's where I don't know, can that be considered an addendum to the original Bear Hill? Or you have to do a complete separate report, that's where I'm not sure.
I don't think that's applicable because that report never specifically identified Arrowhead Way that you'd sent.
No, yeah, the Bear Hill one, but if I remember right, there was a Boston engineering firm that done some type of report on that, on Arrowhead Way.
When,
Tim, if I may, are you referring to the documents that Mr. Blair submitted at the last meeting?
Yes.
That he had gotten? So the Conservation Commission did discuss that, and based on their professional experience, there should have been a separate stormwater report because it's a different phase of a separate subdivision, because Bear Hill 1 was technically not started by Mr. Blair, it was started by another developer. So there should have been a separate one on Bear Hill 2, which was completely under Mr. Blair's jurisdiction.
Did not have that information, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tamika.
So we don't know.
So then I will retract my addendum portion to the, because I'm used to, if you've got a big project and then you add to that project, you can have addendums to the main report. If the Conservation Commission said there should have been a separate one, then I have to stick with their professional opinion.
Because you don't know if it backed up or not,
Correct.
because of the 500-year storm.
So,
There was
do
too
we
much water,
send-
and how do we know if the,
Through the chair, do we send to the developer, we need a stormwater report from Bear Hill too? Because it sounds to me,
Well,
Tamika,
we
is
did
the-
request it, so the Conservation Commission did request it, and
Okay.
he informed them that he does not have it.
No, I wasn't, but I was told that, as Tamika said, we never got it.
He's indicated he doesn't have it, which is why he brought those documents to the last meeting. He said that, he confirmed at the last meeting, a stormwater report was not created, and the only documents he had was what he submitted, that we referenced in the minutes.
so what do we do? I mean, I know what,
That's why the commission had requested that the board consider including in the consultation, recreating that stormwater report. There's a civil engineer that serves on the Conservation Commission. He said it's actually not as difficult as you would think for people that do this as part of their scope of work.
okay,
Right, it's not as difficult, but we would have to amend.
It would be an additional
Correct,
cost,
it would be an
correct?
additional cost and we would have to,
It's something we need.
right, I agree, but I just wanna make it very clear that, you know, that's a decision that you all would have to make. Cause it was not included in the initial quote. So that's something you have to clearly state, that's what you want to do. So,
I need more feedback, cause I'm tending with the Conservation Commission if they want it.
I got a comment though. It's the storm, obviously there's the pre and post water
Yeah.
study. The pre is just gonna have to be a simulation. They're gonna have to pretend how many trees might have been there. They're gonna have to pretend it's this dirt,
Got a good point, Keith.
you know,
Can't
so
prove
just so the
anything.
public knows, it's not the same as it done when the land is the original land.
Boy,
But I mean, I'm sure it's not hard to do a simulation, you know, and as long as we feel comfortable with it, knowing that part of it is,
well, I
you
can
know,
tell you
isn't
that,
the original, but it's gonna do its best to address the land as if it was there previously.
I can tell you for a fact then, we'll be recommending the select board to pull Arrowhead Way, cause there is no way you're gonna get a stormwater report and all that done by October. I'd say I didn't know that when I made my motion, so, but again, I guess we gotta let the chips fall where they may, and if that time comes around and it's not done and not ready, then we make the recommendation to pull it. But I'm between a rock and a hard place. We've got our rules for stormwater, it wasn't followed. So what's the board's recommendation? I say we make it has to be done.
Absolutely, it has to be done. And, I mean, if it were me, I would pull it right now from the town meeting. But at the very least, we have to recreate that. It's one of the things that we stipulated and that we require, and it was never done. He doesn't have it, we don't have it.
And I apologize.
No,
Alex,
please.
I wanted to ask, so the con, and again, I'm putting you in a difficult situation, cause I don't want you speaking for him, but just give me, so they basically said that report from the Boston attorneys was not acceptable as a pre and post. That's what I wanted to know, okay?
They did
Well,
send
then
a formal memo to the board to request your consideration of having that stormwater report recreated, so they did document it in a memo.
Then I guess from my perspective as a planning board member, I'm gonna have to recommend my position that it needs a stormwater report. Cause I'm not gonna go against the con, they got more experience and knowledge than I do, so I'm gonna say I think we need to put that in there.
I just want to be feel well that what was put in is functioning
Yes.
the way it's supposed to.
If I may, just for the board's consideration, there is only a balance of about $2,400 remaining in that 53G account. I had several weeks ago asked for it to be replenished, and that request was declined by the developer. So just keeping that in mind if you decide to expand the scope beyond the $1,000.
Delia, my experience with stormwater reports is they're thousands of dollars, they're not $2,400. Is
Yeah,
that it?
and I mean, I don't know the dollar amounts.
Okay, I just was asking if you had any experience, because I just remember them being big money, which means, and I'm not saying that we should debate that, I'm saying we have an account that can't cover it, so what do? We request it, and if it
Yes.
can't get paid, then I guess
It
that's.
doesn't go on the agenda for the special town meeting. We
I'm fine
can't
with that.
accept that liability of doing it without it. We just can't.
That's where I gotta know those inceptors are good at the end.
Yeah.
But it sounds from what the Boston guys did that there's enough there that they could use that as part of the stormwater report. I just don't know how fast it can be done. It's not our concern how fast it can be done or when it'll get done. What's the rest of the board's thought? We should do it, force it? Because we're gonna have to either make a motion or send a letter to the developer saying we request a stormwater management report for
Right.
Bear Hill 2. I'm not gonna say Arrowhead Way, it's Bear Hill 2.
Who is supposed to have kept that thing clean?
Oh, the developer keeps it clean until it's turned over to the town, if I'm not mistaken.
That part of the road has already been turned over to the town,
And so is that,
and
that part of the drain.
that part of the drainage is all turned over to the town.
Oh, you mean at the end where
Yeah.
it comes into Cleveland Circle, I think it is that
Mm.
Cleveland Circle? Can't remember the road that Arrowhead comes in. No, it's,
It goes into Blair, which goes all the way down and before
Over to
over the
Grizzly?
bridge. Yeah, and
Okay.
just before that's where it goes off.
The drainage goes into a detention pond first.
Yeah,
And
first.
from the detention pond into the drainage.
okay. I guess I'll stand by if the Concon recommended that. I don't know how the board, and again, this is my opinion, I'm not speaking for the whole board. I don't know how the board can say no.
Took the words out of my mouth.
Well, I'm sure we can get a quote too, you know,
Do that.
and know ahead of time.
Mm.
We can ask, of course, that, or at least prep the developer that this
Right,
is
we
coming
would-
down the road.
Correct,
Yeah.
yes, so once that would be done, we would provide them with the quote
Yeah,
and just letting them know that this is a cost and
Matt Lavoy, any member who voted favorably on the Arrowhead motion can reconsider the motion. I don't think there's any, and this is my opinion, and I'll say this to Mr. Lavoy, I don't think there's a reason to reconsider. If the stormwater report's not done with, by the time we say no, we say no, that's all there is to it.
Yeah.
Still in our authority, but I don't wanna take that option away from anybody, if it's the developer or any other developer. If they can get the report done and get it to us and we can have it reviewed, then yes, if not, we pull it, that's all there is to it. Still within the planning board's authority to do that, based upon the motion and the vote. Just my comment back to that comment, not that I have to, but.
I mean, is the board comfortable voting on requesting a stormwater management plan?
Yes.
And if so, do you wanna do that with John Turner Consulting, or do you want to go with another consultant?
You have no authority to pull from the select board. Yes, Matt, I don't, but I have no ability
I
to vote.
think, I mean, is there anything against putting it all under the same umbrella? Is
I mean,
that,
I can request an additional quote.
if
Yeah.
they do that, yeah.
But that would be your decision, I can't make that call.
Yeah. Think we should request the quote, we should have it done. I mean, you're kind of requesting a quote for open heart surgery, but, you know, if you need to have it done, might as well get a quote. But I
Doesn't
think it
hurt.
has to be done.
But typically, is those stormwater reports done by can't remember, developer do those stormwater reports and
I
then
think they
submit
do.
those to
Your
our.
engineer usually does
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, so in a case like, say Julian would do it from needs and then submit it to our engineer to
Yeah.
review and comment on it.
yeah.
All right.
I mean, to your point, if he can find a reputable person to do it for the price that he can negotiate, would we be amenable to that, or do we have to use?
The developer?
As long as we,
That's what he's saying.
I
as
think
long as we
the
get the
original-
report.
The original report comes from his own group.
I mean, if we could get that original report, but as far as
Well,
having the developer involved in the process of hiring,
not the
somebody to-
process, but say he wants to go, it'll only cost me 10 grand, I'm not paying 40. Are we
What's his-
okay with letting him pay someone else?
absolutely not.
Actually, we have to, because as part of the subdivision regs, he's responsible for the stormwater report,
Yeah.
paying for it and doing it.
Yeah.
So we have to give him that right to do it, and then
It's
we
his-
review it and then comment on it. Do you think I'm right in that aspect?
He would have provided it to us if, at the application stage, yeah,
Yeah.
and you would review it.
I don't have a problem asking for him to do that now,
It's
but
up to you guys to determine
I-
if that's the route you wanna take.
I just don't feel comfortable letting the seller pay for the house inspector.
well,
Like, I feel like my interests aren't necessarily being protected in that scenario.
Does get
But it's
reviewed.
Concom that's
Or
asking
picked.
for the stormwater report.
there,
And therefore, we have to get the stormwater report. One wasn't filed, so he is liable for it.
I'm struggling.
Well, who isn't?
Well, he was given, I will say he was given an opportunity to provide it and he didn't, so, at
we-
least not to date. So now the town has decided, Concom has requested that we hire someone to do it.
Yeah.
So, that's the question before you, is do you wanna hire a consultant? And do you want to go with the same one, or, which is John Turner? Or you wanna go with someone else? It's up to you,
It's
but
up to Mr. Blair to hire or have his,
he never proposed that, that was
know.
just Keith
Yeah.
speculating.
but,
Yeah.
but in our regs, he is liable
Responsible.
for having a stormwater report
Correct.
for Bear Hill too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a problem twofold attacking this. Get the quote, know what we're getting into, and I'm fine with John Turner.
Okay,
And at the same time, do a formal request to the developer, we want a stormwater report. I mean, it doesn't hurt to attack from two sides.
We can do that, but that was already requested by Concom, right?
it was requested, we never got it.
And he didn't do anything.
Right.
So we can do it, it's just kind of a waste of paper.
I get it, but
An
it's,
extra
but it's in our,
Yeah,
it's in our
that's fine.
regs, so I just
Yeah.
wanna follow our regs to the
Yep.
letter.
Right, and we did request it, well, actually, it wasn't, at the application phase, that was when we should have gotten it.
Yeah,
I don't see it there, so, if we're following the letter of the law, right?
that was 7 years ago, so I'm struggling with.
Yeah.
So I just think that, just factor that into.
Oh, I do, and
Well,
that's,
if I may, those documents date back almost 20 years. The ones that he provided at the last meeting, those are from 2007. And he
oh,
had,
so it even, yeah.
and he had indicated, that the stormwater report did not exist. So I don't think it's a matter of not being able to find it. I think, yeah.
Cause Bear Hill, the one I think I gave to you was 2004.
It was dated, yeah, I don't remember.
I mean, it was 21 years ago.
Yeah.
I think you're going at this wrong.
All right, Norm, give us some insight.
Well, let's go back and look at subdivision regulations very carefully, and I will make a bet. It says that the applicant shall provide a stormwater management report.
Yes.
How he gets it, that's up to him. Who he goes to get it from, that's up to him,
Yeah,
not up to us.
that's what I'm struggling with. I know the Concons asked for it, but we should be asking for it because it's part of our subdivision regulations.
We can ask for it, we can demand it, whatever you wanna call it.
I guess it's one of those things, are you saying because I'm sorry, because he got past a certain stage in the game, he doesn't really have to go back, is that what you mean?
No,
Okay,
no, all.
And sometimes that can happen.
You know, just as, okay, if he's gonna apply for a subdivision, okay, he has to provide a subdivision plan. We can't tell him what engineer is gonna draw that plan. Subdivision, regulations require he submit a stormwater management plan.
Yeah.
We can't tell him who he's gonna hire to do that. Now, we can't require that it be done by a certified engineer.
Yeah, professional engineer.
So the question is, if you require that and he does not provide it, what are the repercussions for not providing it? Is it that we get to pick someone and create it at his cost? Or is it that we, like, what are the consequences of not following those regulations that we can
That's
enforce?
a good question, because, I mean,
The cow's out of the barn.
ongoing, yeah, you have, you could, you know, if you let it go on for too long,
Mhm.
you know, the problem goes unmanaged, provided that there is a problem.
Well,
Consequences.
We don't know,
and
provided,
that's why
right,
Concom is asking for it, and
The consequences are that there was a subdivision illegally approved.
Yeah.
I guess not to add to anything, he's always talked about calculations. And that Kevin did calculations, can we get someone to say? Cause obviously he's gonna go, well, I gave you calculations, so is there some way to say, we're okay with that, but we need the
Right.
stormwater report to go with it, no
yeah,
matter
so
what.
we've already, I think we went over that at the meeting,
Yeah.
but it's not a plan, it's not a stormwater
Yeah, it
management
isn't,
plan.
no,
And that's what,
So,
I just know he's gonna always
kind of
bring
a
that
moot
up,
point.
so.
well, I mean, yeah,
mean,
and the
he's-
thing is,
So-
people can argue, but I mean, what is the legal basis for their argument?
And as long as we acknowledge that those exist, but we still need this report, so it just doesn't end with the comment, hey, I gave you calculations, I guess.
Right, well, look, I mean, we did receive the calculations, that was received at the last meeting, that was, you know, I think that was recorded. But that is not a stormwater management plan. So, but let's take it a step at a time. So we do have an approval for the runoff and soil erosion investigation. We need to identify a funding source for that. So I do believe, and Tamika's the keeper of accounts, she can correct me, there are just two accounts that the planning board has authority over. The review fees, which goes into the 53G account, and a separate fund, which
revolving
is
fund.
a revolving fund.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if someone wants to make a motion, or how you wanna do it to select an account.
I'll make a motion to use the 53G account to pay for the additional inspection.
Can I just ask a question before you guys move on that motion? To clarify, is this for the $1,000 plus what the stormwater report may or may not cost, or just the
No,
$1,000?
one is-
Just
time.
the, yeah,
Just the $1,000,
right.
okay, thank you.
Do I have a second?
Are we all ready?
I didn't hear a second.
I'll take a second for discussion, if there is any, through the chair.
Any discussion?
It's just the initial report anyway.
yeah, this is.
It's just to study the road.
I am
right
fine
now.
with this report, as like I said, as long as like Delia said, it is contingent to the road and the drainage and all that, I'm
Correct.
good with that.
Just the areas within the planning board's purview.
Right.
Yep, I'm fine with that then.
Amen on that.
Okay. The blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just,
No, it's
to
true.
your point,
It's-
Keith, I changed my mind because it's a slippery slope I don't wanna get into of funding subdivisions out of a revolving fund, it's not the right way to go.
No.
And there's some consultants that help me on that too.
Anything further? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anything else to come before the board?
Can I just ask the board, are you still comfortable with the contract going before the select board at their September 15th meeting for approval, now that you've determined a funding source?
We have to.
It's a choice.
I must say to the board, I'm a little, Tamika was great on getting back to me with what the town administrator can and can't do. I'm struggling because I possibly know that there's been other contracts that have been let without the select board signing on them.
And you're not wrong,
Okay.
but the
I-
process was wrong.
let's follow process, you are
Yeah.
correct. So I think we should get that in front of the select board and get it signed.
Okay, we'll
on
get
the
that on the
15th. Well,
agenda.
If we're gonna have a dual meeting, we'll be there if they wanna ask us questions.
That's true, that makes sense. Yep, absolutely.
Okay, the stormwater management plan came up, so do you want to request a quote for that? Do we have a motion or?
I think, Norm, we should, like I said, attack this from two phases. Request the developer to get us a stormwater report for Bear Hill 2,
Yeah.
and at the same time, authorize Delia to go out and get us some quotes for what a stormwater management plan might cost.
And
Why?
Okay?
Why the quote?
well, because if he doesn't provide it in a timely manner, it could, you could have.
Why wouldn't we get the quote?
What
You
good
don't
does it
know
do?
what sort of impacts are happening to the subdivision as a result of,
Has nothing to
water.
do with the subdivision itself, the quote.
No,
No, the stormwater management plan, right, so,
We don't have one right now.
right, we don't have
We're talking about the necessity for getting a quote.
a quote. to-
Why? What is the necessity for getting a quote on the stormwater management plan?
In case he refuses and we'd have to use 53G and find, and then,
Or
Well, I mean,
Obviously, there's
because
a road to
he
go
was
down,
asked
but-
for one, Concom asked him and we didn't get it.
Yeah, I know.
So, I mean, we can certainly ask again, but I mean, to protect the town's interests, because again, this was a requirement. You might want to also, you might wanna do that. Request a quote, give him a deadline to provide the plan. If he doesn't provide the plan, then it comes from the 53G
So,
account. I think, that's my
I just,
suggestion.
it gives him an idea what,
He knows.
yeah, well, he doesn't, yeah, I don't, cause I don't have a quote.
we're getting into areas that I am wicked uncomfortable. I really need legal counsel on this one. This is my opinion. Cause I'm walking down a path that, we have a set procedure, like Tamika said, there's a procedure that we need to follow. And if he says, again, I'm not putting words in Mr. Blair's mouth, but if he says no, what the heck do we do? What legal authority do we have? And I agree that maybe we can go out and get that report ourselves, but I need to know that we're not gonna get sued by the developer for this. I need to know legal counsel saying that we have the authority.
when did stormwater management become an
A
item?
requirement for
Requirement.
subdivisions?
Yes, what date, and find out.
I don't know that, see, I
It's on
don't,
the stormwater bylaw, when the stormwater bylaw was adopted.
see, the subdivision was approved, it was approved before I was on the board, so that's 2006, 2007.
So it might be it
It's
was
before I
approved
even came on the
prior
board, cause I remember this.
to it.
I remember Neil telling me, we're getting that, second egress come hell or high water, and I wasn't on the board yet.
But if I may, why would there have been a stormwater report for Bear Hill 1 and that came before Bear Hill?
Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
So I think it's required.
Good point.
I just wanna make sure that, to Delia's point, if we go out and get a quote and we have to do this ourselves, we're not putting ourselves in jeopardy. Oh, I know, that's Norm, that's why I want somebody from KP to tell us that we're within our rights to do that, because based on our subdivision rules and regs, that's a developer's responsibility to give to us. But what can we do to enforce that? We don't have any enforcement authority. And we can't not approve the subdivision because it's already approved and built. So
How long are you getting, town council, involved with this?
I just need to know what we can do, and that's why I would like town council involved.
I got a question too at some point.
I'll shut up, that's it for me.
If I can add to conversation, say you ask for the stormwater report, ask for, comment more than refusal. So if, have him put his case forward to why he doesn't have to do it, and then use that letter to ask legal, can he with his reasoning, say he's got a good reason, does it allow us to, does the door close or does the door open on what can or can't come from that? And then you'd know, should we go
I'm
there
fine with
or
this.
should we not go there? Cause I mean, if people are worried about it, yeah.
Do you allow developers to provide reasons why they shouldn't have to do other requirements? Is that standard practice?
Well, the problem with standard practice is this is way out of scope right now.
No, yeah, I'm just,
And that's what I'm
it
struggling
seems like
with.
no, I don't mean this offensively, it seems like an
Stormwater?
odd,
Stormwater's
an odd thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the subdivision's been approved
Oh.
without the
oh,
stormwater.
oh,
That's
now
what I'm
I
getting
understand.
into, when I say out of
thought you meant
scope.
that it's like, it's
Oh,
not.
no, it
I
has
was
to
just
be.
gonna say,
No, my
Oh.
problem is we're
You're
17 years behind the
the
eight
horse is
ball.
out of the barn.
Yeah, exactly, that's my story, yeah.
By the way, the planning board can grant waivers on virtually any of the subdivision regulations,
Yeah,
Okay.
I just,
and we routinely grant waivers.
Maybe
Not-
we
not
could
for
take a
some-
look at
Not for
the,
something like this, I'm sure we wouldn't, but
sorry. I was gonna say, maybe we can take a look at the decision to see if it allows the board to retroactively look at things, cause I do believe in some cases it can. I can take a look at the subdivision decision just to see if,
there's something in there maybe.
right,
If there's a, I mean,
Not a
in
bad
most of the
idea.
contracts I've dealt with, there's errors and omissions. That gives you some latitude. I just don't know if that's in our, I mean, again,
I
it
don't think
was,
you're gonna find anything.
God, it was 18 years
I
ago.
can check, just to, just,
Yeah. But to Keith, to your point, I mean, we could use that, request from the Concon for a stormwater report as a, you know, this is what we got so far. You know, I just,
Let's see, Concom's got a lot of money, don't they? Hidden.
No, so, it's a Wetlands Protection Act fund, but the law requires that it can only be spent for promulgation of the Wetlands Protection Act, and in this case, it would not be because this area is not jurisdictional to the Concom.
it's
So they could not
jurisdiction of
use-
the state, not the,
Correct, they could not use
yeah,
those funds and they do not have a general operating budget,
yeah.
general fund budget, I should say.
alright, so we can do
Alright.
some more digging.
Yeah, I
Let's do some
think,
digging. Who knows, we might find a spring and
But I
it'll
still
all
think
come
we
to the
need-
surface and
I
we'll be
still
all
think
set.
we need to get a letter to the developer saying we want a stormwater
Yes.
report for Bear Hill too.
Yeah,
We can I could still, I can draft that if you would
Okay.
like.
I think, I'll make a motion that we do that.
yeah,
I can
second that.
Sorry.
Any discussion on that motion? That is simply to request a stormwater report for Bear Hill 2.
It's documenting what we're asking for. It's
Is there a deadline?
Good question.
Yeah.
um,
28 hours?
no. Not that, I think I'll redo my motion, request for a stormwater report and a response, by close of business this Friday. I'm not saying the report, a response to what action is gonna be taken by close of business this Friday.
It's Friday the 12th?
12th, yes. That's my motion. I'm not giving 2 weeks, I'm giving 3 days. I wanna know yes or no.
Dick, are you still okay with that for your second?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye. To Delia's point, we'll just take this one step at a time.
There's one other thing, if you wanna get ready to close, cause I wanna get the heck out of here. Still waiting for the master plan and the open space, but I heard that the Attorney General or whoever it is needs extra time to go over the report.
No, that's, Dick, that is the, bylaws that were
ADU.
passed.
Just the bylaws.
There's 3 of them, if I'm not mistaken, they,
Okay, but I thought there was some time that, there was something that was being held
Submit to
back.
the state.
The state was looking it over, that's what it was. Anyways, I am just, I want to see this master plan. Because I have this gut feeling that they're holding back for 9 months more. Then after I left, then they can bring back the original.
Not gonna happen. We spent too much time with John on this.
I know it.
Is there any,
While I'm still here, I'd like to see this open space and, because, and it's supposed to be all about
Norm, can we request,
restricted land.
the select board get us updates on where it is and what's going on?
Melissa provided an update, was it after the last, not the last meeting, but the meeting prior?
Just a couple of weeks ago. I think it was sent to the entire board.
I might have missed it then.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go look for it. That's
Yeah,
good
I had
enough.
asked Melissa if she could provide the update, cause she's the one that has the knowledge of it, and
Okay.
she explained
I'll go
where it
look
is.
for it. I'm sure I've got it, I just didn't, I either missed it, read it, or something else came up.
Select board doesn't have anything to do with that.
I thought they appointed the open space
Well,
committee.
They do the open space committee, but
Yeah,
beyond that, no.
okay,
But Central Mass is,
Dragon.
yeah, and to me, for crying out loud, we need to kick it into gear and let's get it finished.
Okay,
set?
let's go to public comment. Yes.
Hi. On October 4th, there's a training in Greenfield for planning board members. It's only in the morning, roles and responsibilities of planning and zoning boards, site plan review, that's another workshop, planning with community support is another workshop, and reasonable and defense decisions. It's only $50, and from what I see with the board, I think it would be helpful to many of you, new members and even old members who are always questioning what they're allowed to do. And this seems like a good way to get yourselves educated. So I know I sent it to Delia and I heard one person might be going, and I know you're new, so you might not have gotten the message.
Didn't yet.
So I would really recommend, and maybe you can take it out of your revolving fund. It's only $50.
And also, is there a, some kind of a bus or car to take us out there?
I
Yeah.
don't believe so.
Actually,
Well,
Dick,
see, you can't do it then.
Actually, Dick, you can put in for reimbursement for mileage, that is legitimate.
Maybe we could get the senior bus. To take the
I don't
seniors.
think, only if I drive it.
Carpool?
Well, my question, Norm, is,
Take the town's bus.
I would like to, since it's during the day, I can't make it, I work, there's no way I can make it, but,
It's a Saturday.
Is it a?
what's it, Saturday? I thought it was,
4th, right?
It's October 4th, it's a Saturday.
oh, that's different then.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is it
So it's-
CMRPC? Just
No,
real
it is
quick.
not
Okay.
CMRPC, but I got the information from CMRPC
Okay,
since I am a rep for them.
Yep.
Or whatever the title is. It's the Citizen Planner Training Collaborative. And I will happily email you the information if I had your
Gene,
emails.
you got my email?
I think I have yours.
I can resend it again to the board.
Please do, yeah,
And I
'cause-
can,
Can you, yeah,
Sure.
thank you.
and is there no reason that you can't go?
is it Zoom or is it in person?
No, it's in
only?
person.
Okay.
I mean, on a
It's
Saturday,
at,
I don't think so.
Greenfield
Okay.
Community College.
As much as I would love
I would
to
love to.
hang
Yeah.
out with you guys.
You also have that letters of certified planner after your name too, so you've probably been through all
Yeah,
those
yeah.
trainings.
Sure, yeah.
I'm just trying to get your training, that's all, I'm gonna,
Yeah,
anything
I
you-
mean,
CEs.
you know what, I'd love to, Saturday,
Yeah,
Yeah.
October
She'd love it
4th.
even more if it was a nice day, you know, and she could go.
Starts at 4:30 in the morning. You'll be there, right?
So Greenfield, is this also a trip to the Flower Bridge?
Not happening.
That's past there. I was just out there today.
We could go to the People's Pint.
Okay,
Just saying.
and there's bowling alley in Irving.
You said it, I'll,
Turner Falls, you could go look at the fish ladder.
Well, trust me, I know Turner Falls very well, and especially the bike trail.
What time is it at? I'm
It
sorry.
starts at 8:30 with a continental breakfast. So they're
That's a
even
morning.
feeding you for that $50.
well, I don't have a problem doing that, but I will be putting in for, reimbursement through the planning board for mileage. I don't have a stipend that pays that anymore, so
Yeah.
no freebies from this kid, sorry.
invoice for the registration fee to me,
Yep.
I can process that too.
Okay, I'd do it all at once, I put it all in the same thing.
Yep.
Do you guys have a specific expense form that you need to fill out?
No, I just need the invoice or the
Okay, good.
receipt from you
Okay,
paying it, and then I have an internal form we use.
Alright, and then I'll put the email for whatever the mileage is from
Yes, please.
mine there. Okay, good
Yep.
enough. I'm gonna go.
Hold on, we gotta finish this public comment.
Oh,
Can you scroll up in the chat so we can finish this out, please? Yeah, alright, public comment, say this as respectfully as possible. Mr. Anderson should strongly consider resigning from this board. He has not exhibited control over the meeting for the second straight meeting. He continuously allowed Mr. Blair to interrupt and interject and insult others tonight. Tonight, Mr. Blair said he does not make threats, he makes promises. During your last meeting, Mr. Blair was caught on a hot microphone threatening and insulting a town employee. I guess he said, what he said was not a threat, it was a promise. If you are wondering what he said, just play the last meeting and listen at the 1 hour and 7 minute mark. During that meeting, Mr. Anderson also raised his hand at that same town employee in a dismissive manner and raised his gavel at another member in a threatening manner. He also allowed Mr. Blair to interrupt, interject, and insult others for 40+ minutes. Nothing changed tonight except the board voted to succumb to bullying of one. You allowed your town employee to be insulted publicly without repercussion. Scroll down, please. Any member who voted favorably on the Arrowhead motion, this is all from Matt Lavoie, I believe. Any member who voted favorably on the Arrowhead motion can make a motion to reconsider if you want to reconsider that motion if you have new information. Stormwater, you have no authority to pull from the select board. And then it is, from Mr. Dan Rosario, it is unlawful for a builder to construct a road without the stormwater report, a report that Mr. Anderson said publicly existed. Is that the end of it? I think so.
and Norm, through you, if and probably me, that second to last comment is, if I made a mistake pulling it from the select board, I should have said we'll make a recommendation to pull it from the select board. That is correct. We don't have any authority to tell them, but make a recommendation. So I apologize for my miscommunication. And I'll comment on that other one, Norm. I think the discussion about the stormwater report is there was a stormwater report for Bear Hill, and until we could find that, which we did, and we found out it's not Bear Hill 2, it's just Bear Hill. Once we got that from the state and had somebody look it over, that was resolved. But until we had that report in our hands from the DEP, that was our best guess. That's my comment I'll make to the public. And that's been reviewed and it's been found, if I'm not mistaken, from Kevin. And Delia, you can tell me if I'm wrong, that it is just for Bear Hill. It never included Bear Hill 2.
Right.
Okay, good enough. That's what I just wanted to comment on.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Keith,
We are adjourned.
you gotta help me.
9:15.
I can't remember what I was supposed to report.